Carrie?
If Carrie wants to do one. Go for it. What show number is it?
129.
129.
Oh God, the pressure! Oh shit, we're already on air and I'm screwing it up. This is my.
Just wing it like we do.
They just told me that I start the show.
Yep.
Go Power Rangers.
Robochuck.
You just messed it up.
I'm like, wait, which number? So
129.
I know which
What number?
yeah, arcade something or other.
We
yeah,
are Arcade Outsiders.
yeah.
Oh,
What are we? What are we, Carrie?
Guys, we're
What are we, Carrie?
a bunch of
There we go.
we are the arcade hangout, and that is what we are doing today. We are hanging out. We have no question. We're off the rails. It was a shit show start. We're super late, later than usual.
Are we the longest running arcade show?
We are we are the
Longest?
world's longest. In fact, I dare I say the universe's longest running arcade
Live arcade
show on YouTube. With a
with 100% more.
girl action. All of the other fuckers.
Shit.
And we've had more girls than just Carrie too. We've had a couple
That's
other
true.
girls.
Yep,
We've
Sarah
had
more than a
Cat
couple.
has been on
We've had-
there.
we've had
Kendra's
4?
been on here.
Yeah, we had Zyla, we had Kendra, we
5?
had
Yeah, right.
Sarah, we've had Zyla,
Yeah.
Sam, yes.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Wow,
5.
we're up to 5.
How many did John have on?
Let me count. Oh wait, that would
Michelle
require no
won.
Pretty
fingers.
sure.
I don't think Michelle's ever been on.
No.
That's-
Episode 100.
Really?
Yeah, she
Their
was off with
their
the
final episode, they came
Yeah.
on. She came on. That was it. That was the only woman.
Wow.
So the one. So
Hmm.
we only
Besides
have.
John, the one.
Oh,
Wow.
Interesting.
besides John.
We've even had John on the show.
Yeah, I know, right?
We've had everyone except for Sean.
That's right. Has he
Which
had
should
it
be the
on our show?
Easier one to get on the show, but you know.
What, Fett?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the show.
Yep.
He has time now. His house looks pretty done.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
You should bug him.
Galaxy blue looks.
We could ask him a question, then leave the room and take a shit.
Like everybody just scatters.
Everyone just gets up at the same time.
Oh god.
What'd you say, Fett? What were you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, what I was saying, John.
Yeah.
Forget it.
But so we could have the arcade hangout twist on it. Well, the Joel version of the arcade hangout twist on it, and then have like the microphones while we all go take a shit, and then hearing the splooshing and the splashing in the background, except for me because girls don't.
Ew, two shit show.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we've set ourselves up, and in theory we have some folks coming. So for all of you who feel like we're here, you're here at a party that's failing.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, it's just interesting 4 of us here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
Wait,
Gak?
and we don't have a
Nothing up.
question. Yeah, Gak is trying to get his network working. Jimbo's playing some volleyball. Orange has bowed out. We may
What did-
have.
He
What was
he
Orange doing?
He said that that he couldn't make it like earlier in the day, but I don't think he ever told us why.
He said he hadn't been around a computer in a couple weeks when I said, "Did you set up the show?" So apparently,
Oh.
Probably getting his shop up and running.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
he's going to be busy with that for a while. I have a
other
feeling.
shit. Yeah.
No, he's open now or opening soon.
I don't
Soon, I
he's
think.
open yet.
He's
Okay.
been promoting.
I thought he
Oh,
said 3
yeah,
months.
he's not-
No, no.
That sounds about right.
Well, he could also be fixing up the games, but anyway, I'm sure he'll tell us.
I like seeing his little display that he built with all the people that were interested. In
Yeah,
coming to
that was
it.
cool.
Those are cool pictures. I dug that.
Those are very, yeah. That was, it looked like
I
he
got-
had a constant crowd.
Yeah,
That's
and they're
true.
kids too. It's all young kids there. I like seeing that. That there's all ranges that were coming over. And what did he have? He had Mario Brothers.
I believe he had Mario Brothers.
Mario
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 Brothers.
Brothers up
There
there.
was a Donkey Kong 3.
Was there a Junior
pack,
there?
There was a pack cocktail or pack a cabaret.
And this was the Vancouver Classic Gaming Expo, I think he said. Is it for those of you who are watching this or listening to this and wondering what the hell we're talking about?
Yeah, that's right. I should
Looking
have-
back, looking
Yeah,
for
he set up
a
little promo booth had, I think, tattoos like little, lick 'em and stick 'em tattoos, because that's what they do in Canada. They lick 'em and stick 'em.
Lick 'em and stick 'em. And because Brad is promoting his arcade that he's been fighting to get opened in Canada forever. And finally, he got the licenses that he's been asking for, and the location and the building. There's so many logistics; it's crazy. But we've been hearing all about it, and we've been rooting for him for over a year, probably a couple years.
Years now.
Yeah. So he is on route to be opening hopefully within 3 months. I think that's what he said.
Yep.
And maybe he should talk about it. He hasn't really officially talked a lot about his arcade on here. He probably should. Some Canadians would probably be interested in checking it out.
So I did pull it up. So it is Mario Brothers in a red conversion cabinet, Donkey Kong 3, and Pac Cabaret. There's 3 people there playing. If you can see past the reflections.
Yeah, that's cool.
So pretty cool. Let's see, and then actually, I think he had one more picture here. That kind of had the table.
Yeah, with like stickers and stuff or something.
Some of his goodies that he was giving away, and apparently red, which who can say no to a barrel of red vines?
I don't know whether eat them to put a string in them and light them like a candle.
There's her question.
You use them as a straw for Seabart's strawberry milk.
Oh my god!
There we go.
Brilliant. See, now I think there's our question of the week: red vines or black licorice?
Oh, that's not a fucking contest.
Or trash on both.
Oh, come on.
I like red vines over black. I hate black licorice.
Anise. I can't do anise.
I heard black licorice is a genetic thing where it's a trait where that's why some people absolutely love it, because it's a genetic thing.
Yeah.
That's built into the person, kind of like people that love chocolate or people that just don't really care. It's sort of like that kind of a thing.
Seabart, where do you answer on that red vines versus black licorice?
Oh, come on. Red vines.
Oh, God. What the hell?
Black licorice?
See, I thought you were going to say red vines versus Twizzlers, which actually is legitimate, like red licorice.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of.
Well, like red licorice, but
I'll drink the shit out of absinthe, even though I hate anise, because I think absinthe is pretty cool. But
do you like the taste of it? Because I love absinthe, but I like black licorice.
Yeah,
so, do you not like the taste? Like you drink, it's cool. You get to do stuff. You have the you have the water and with the sugar and the.
Yeah, I've done all that.
But then it gets in your mouth and you're like, I wish this tasted like red vines.
Yeah.
If only this tasted like red licorice.
I wish I made a lemon drop instead.
Yeah. Actually,
black sambuca or white sambuca?
Oh, I've only had sambuca.
What's the difference? What's the difference between red vine and what was the other one you said?
Twizzler.
Twizzler. What, is there one way better than the other? Because I don't eat them. So what's better?
So a red vine is the sort of thicker. It's very much like a straw.
Like wax.
It's like hollow down the middle.
Yeah. Yep.
Twizzler, they're still hollow technically in the middle, but they're always collapsed. They're much smaller and the denser. Like red vines, fluffy, and red vines thick. Like.
How about taste? Does one taste more sweeter than the other, or more strawberry than the other, or whatever?
I think is it red vines or more strawberry?
See, I'd say that to me, Twizzlers taste more fruit flavored. They taste more. I mean, they're obviously all candy, but I would say to me, they taste more like some sort of other generic candy. Like they have more flavors of there'll be strawberry, and there's different flavors of Twizzlers too, right?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, I know that I have seen other
they used to have grape and stuff.
The local hippie store has 1,000 different flavors of licorice that are very red viney. In that they're not hollow. You can't use a red vine as a straw. Or sorry, you can't use a Twizzler as a straw.
No. Oh, look at this nutritional information on Twizzlers. Yeah. There's filled Twizzlers.
Filled with peanut butter?
Oh. I know, because there's not a lot of room to fill these things anyway. Twizzlers, strawberry twists, black licorice twist, cherry. Ugh. Cherry's vile. I mean, I love cherries. I love fresh cherries. But when they flavor things like cherry, it just tastes like medicine.
It's like the banana.
Syrup.
Yeah,
nasty.
The banana flavor. It's like it doesn't taste like bananas. I don't know what that is, but it's
Not bananas.
Yeah, not a bananas. So Twizzler here says strawberry lemonade filled Twizzler. So I guess it's strawberry on the outside filled with a lemonade flavor. There's a sweet and sour filled twists.
Sweet and
There's
sour.
chocolate Twizzlers.
Ew.
Right?
Nasty.
Nasty.
Does anybody have the link to the show, to the chat? Because I don't have it, and it's not in the description.
I think it's always the same.
Maybe I should go to an older show and all.
Just do a quick search for tonight's show in your email history, and that should be a link to it.
Oh,
there's a pull and peel cherry candy. Watermelon. I kind of like watermelon flavored candy. I have to have something like that in my face. Fruit punch. Nasty. Sorry.
So
nasty.
Nasty. They're really cloyingly sweet candies like that. I'm just not. No.
Yeah, I don't generally like sweets anyway. I'm like the mock. You're talking about like the chocolate thing. It's like
sounds so gross.
Yeah, you're not a sweet guy. Is that what you're telling us?
No,
I don't want that.
I'm more salty than sweet, really.
We all know that you're more salty than sweet. That's what we say that art. That 34K, he's a salty dude.
Salty son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Ahoy, matey.
Yeah, I go for kind of the brine.
And Seabart, thank you for the information on white sambuca. Because here's white sambuca's flavor is dominated by anise, elderberries, and sugar. Black sambuca's flavor is dominated by witch elder bush. Which one? Sorry, bump. And licorice. It has a higher alcohol content.
Work with us,
than
folks.
most
There's only 4 of us.
Is this mic on? Hello?
So there's a really popular drink we have at work. It's called Italian cocaine. You pour a nice shot of espresso, a double shot of espresso, and you just top it up with a little bit of white sambuca.
Oh, that's. So, I don't like coffee, so there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I don't know how we go with
anise and coffee. Licorice coffee is what you're saying. That's a thing.
A double shot of espresso. Fill it up. Fill the rest of the cup up with white sambuca, and it's Italian crack. It tastes fucking amazing.
So basically, it's coffee, anise, and elderberry.
Pretty much, and sugar.
Based on your description of white sambuca. Wow.
I just copied and pasted that off somewhere. I just typed in white sambuca versus black sambuca and went, oh, perfect.
But wait, black sambuca is elderberries and anise as well. I'm confused.
No, elder bush. One is elderberry.
Berries, and the other one is elder
one is boys, and one is girls. So we have elderberry and elder bush.
What is the difference between elderberry and bush? That's really... question for the night.
Flavor?
Between elderberry and elder bush.
Oh, can't even go.
So that's today's show. Good night, everybody.
We're
not actually going to answer that question.
We can't. We need to. I feel like we should.
How about maybe we reach out to the chat for a question?
Oh.
All right, 2 people.
Hey, you guys give us
give us a question.
All right, boom. Who's excited about CAX? That's from Nashville. Our very own Clint.
I'm
not going, so not very.
going, and I don't know if I'm excited because I beat it up last time on Clov, and I don't know if I'm going to get beat up when I get there.
You're not going to be openly welcomed, I don't think.
No,
I disagree. I think having gone to the business meeting after that year, I think that people were. At least the organizers really genuinely were, they were bummed that there were things that did not make people happy, but I think that they really sought to make changes. And last year was so much, like everybody was like, oh my God, this is so much better. Like having that extra room made such a difference. So I think it would be more a matter of being able to be like, hey, see, look at it's better. I mean, the whole loading, unloading is just going to suck.
It always does.
It always does. It always will. And that's the one thing for me for CAX where I'm like, I feel less excited and more tired. think about it. But I know it's going to be fun, and I'm psyched that you and Keith are going to be there. But part of it's just like, okay. I mean, I think I'm bringing 10 games, so that's just a lot. This is a lot of. Are you giving yourself that misty? Like, oh, look at it! Looks like he's just been.
What is that? Soul glow?
Fucking mosquitoes, apparently. I don't know.
Oh.
I keep seeing it dropping and swooping around your light behind you.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a mosquito. God damn it! Thanks.
Yeah, now you smell like chemicals.
What are you
Citrus.
talking about? It keep.
I know you just wiped it in your mouth too.
That's like a mile away, dude. That's
Oh, it looked like it was right there, just in frame.
no, that's like
Yeah.
that's 3 pinball machines, a Big Blue, and a Donkey Kong away.
So, Carrie, you mentioned that the changes that they made and how much better it was, and I read about those better changes, and that's actually one of the reasons why I'm going to go again.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it another chance.
Yeah.
And actually, I really like the people there. Everybody I met there was just really cool. I got to meet Keith's friends from there, and we all clicked and had a great time. And
Wait, he has friends other than us?
yeah, he does.
Ooh, I got to meet Keith's friend R2D2.
Yeah, yeah.
That was fun.
And so I'm interested to see who shows up out of those guys. I've talked to a few, and some of them are going. So that's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. I already have my plane ticket.
Oh, I was just about to ask if you were driving or if you were flying.
No. Keith and I are going to drop our car off, or his car probably, at the airport, and keep it there. Just fly in. So
cool. Yeah,
I don't know.
A lot. The drive from LA sucks, but it's like that extra little push to get down to San Diego County. That it just like it turns it from a kind of okay, this isn't fun to a really sucky drive.
Yeah, and that's why when we drove back, we left super early in the morning just to avoid LA traffic because it's so bad. You know, because it's a pretty long drive. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, we're gonna fly this time. And
What is that, like 8 hours? 7, 8? It's like
6 something, I think.
Oh, I just remember from Monterey being like
maybe
LA
it's more.
being like.
I don't remember it being more than 6 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it.
That's a haul.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he drove it the whole time. I offered to drive to trade off. He's like, "Nope, I got it."
Yeah, I remember the drive to LA from where I am in the Bay Area being 6, and then down to San Diego being about 8. That just adds like an extra hour and a half or so to it.
Maybe I'm thinking
on traffic, maybe.
Albuquerque.
Cricket.
So Gus is asking me about getting pinball tables on Pinball Arcade. I actually, before they lost their Williams license, I bought all their. I only had one more season to buy because I've been buying their seasons as they release them, and so I bought their last season. Just so because once you buy it, you have it forever. Especially on Steam, I can always put it on any computer anytime, and so yeah, I have all the tables for that. But it'll be interesting to see what happens now because a new developer will probably be making retro Williams tables. So maybe they'll make them in VR. I don't know. That'd be cool. Cool for me. Yeah. Anyway, what else do we have going on?
Well, do we want to talk about somebody's pickup, or are we waiting for a real show for that? Because obviously this is.
Whose pickup is it?
Well, I don't want to put that person on the spot. Not me.
Oh yeah, I know who it is now.
But,
okay.
But
yeah, I do want to hear details of that. Do you want to talk about that tonight, Andrew?
Yeah.
Sure.
There we go.
All right.
It's not a very exciting story actually. Although the dude. All right, so rewind. So
we'll cut that part out.
I found out. Well, no, that's all right. I found out about the game from I have a local eBay search that searches for arcade related stuff that's within, I don't know, 50 miles or something like that of Denver. So I get like the email notifications every day. And then I've got one for Forgotten Worlds, which is the reason why I posted the one about like the one the China.
Oh, yeah.
which may or may not be a good deal. I mean,
Yeah,
for what
yeah.
those things are going for, but like I didn't actually check it really close to find out is that a bootleg or not. It was
Yeah.
a double board stack. It looked right.
It looked real or looked correct, but
yeah. But
yeah,
but the ROMs had been swapped at some point because those were not the original ROMs on it. Because Capcom, I think they use
Right.
silver or gold labels that go on their ROMs that cover the window or cover the top of the ROM.
Oh, right. Yeah, and that was just like little paper pieces of paper with
clearly
writing.
we're like someone
Invitation
burned
writing on it, which was my clue because I'm really smart that way.
Yeah.
Like these probably aren't original.
It wasn't like and it wasn't done by a typewriter, right? It's got the typewriter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, a local eBay search turned up this game, and I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. It's more than I would want to spend on it. So he had it set as best offer. So I made an offer that I thought was fair, and he countered, and he's like, "Here's the lowest I'll go," and I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna like just give you that money, but hey, you're local, I'm local. As I contact him on eBay, it's like, if you want to meet up, I'd love to take a look at the machine in person and see kind of stuff. And he's like, cool. So that was about a month ago. So after that happened, he's like, well, yeah, but I'm traveling for a few weeks, and I won't be back until like mid-June. And so I'll tell you what, I'm gonna post it back up on eBay again. But if I don't get any more bites, then I'll contact you when I get back. And part of me was like, the guy's full of shit. Like maybe I'll hear about it, maybe I won't, right? But
yeah, you probably won't.
But I'm like, I figure he's probably got other stuff lined up, or he's playing a different game, or he's another local collector that I don't recognize his eBay name yet. He kind of sounded familiar, but anyway, so I didn't expect to hear from him. But then a couple weeks go by, and he's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm back from that trip. The game's still available. Did you want to come up?" And that was a week ago yesterday, so it was the day before the show. And he's like, well, so I'm free this weekend, so it was going to be at least Saturday, Sunday before I was able to see the game. So I was like, sure, dude. So we set up a time on Saturday before the show, and that's the reason why I was talking about it in Slack a little bit. But so arranged to go see him. I went up there. The dude definitely was not a collector. He'd had the game for 10 or 12 years. It's almost entirely original. I have all the original parts for it. He swapped out, actually, kind of wish Keith were here, because I know he's big into Dragon's Lair as well. But do you guys remember so there's the Merlin board that allows you to swap the discs
in different games
to the different games. Yeah. I haven't talked about the game yet, but but then there was
some people know what that is.
there was an earlier board that also allowed you to do that. That's not Merlin.
Oh, I didn't know that. I have another one.
That's what's in this thing. But I have the original board. So the only reason why he pulled it out was because he wanted to play
the other game.
The two games that you can play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The two good games.
The two good games, yeah. So that was actually the part of the deal, but I'll talk about that in a second. So that's the only thing that's not original about it.
But a lot of people mod it with that stuff anyway, so
yeah,
that's still great.
No, and again, I have the original board, and apparently it works. The only reason why he did that was because he wanted to play both games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool.
So I went up to his place, and I'm like, brought the van. It was about 45-minute drive from here. Brought the van, like brought cash, brought like to what I wanted to pay, and we talked about things, and basically like I was like, here's my offer, and I understand where you were at, but you were gonna have to pay. And I know this is like totally against eBay rules, and if you can find my name on eBay, then bust me. But like, if we did this off of eBay is going to charge you like $300 or whatever, and PayPal is going to charge you their percentage and all this stuff. And I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll come up to my original offer, which is more than you would have made if you'd accepted my first offer on eBay. Cash today, we leave. We're done, gone.
Dun dun dun.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah.
And then he was like, $100 more than that. And I was like, dude, I'm not actually a big bargainer, squabbler. Like I'm gonna let's do the bidding
Higher, lower.
bullshit thing, or like I'll meet you in the middle. Like fuck that. Like I gave you what I think is a very, very fair price for this in the condition that it's in. That's my offer. And he's like,
Nice.
Because cash is king, and they like to see that.
right.
Yeah.
And then here's like a no bullshit thing. Like here's the hundreds down, boom.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. And
Boom.
the dude turned out to be like, after that, like he turned into a fucking saint.
Really?
Oh, how so?
So I brought my big wheel dolly, but it was on the second floor. It was up in his office. He was like, all right. I was looking at it, and I was looking at and it had the second floor also had a stairs down to a landing, then down another step, and then 180 down another set of stairs. And my big wheel dolly will make the first set of stairs, but there's no way we can get it out at that point. It has a long tongue and big wheels, so like it was gonna get trapped.
Oh, really?
A long tongue,
And big wheels, huh?
huge. So he's like, well, we should really get a furniture dolly. And I was like, yeah, I agree. Like furniture dolly, 100%. And he's like, dude, I'll get it. I'll cover it. We'll just jump in my car. Let's go find a dolly. And I was like, you're gonna pay to rent a dolly? He's like, yeah, let's go. U-Haul's like down the street. So we drive all over the town that he lives in. U-Haul's closed. We go to another place. They don't rent tools anymore. We find a third place. They rent a tool. He drops another, I don't know, it's $20 or $30 to rent the dolly. We drive back to his place, load it up, take it down the stairs, out the door, throw it in the back of the van, done. But the guy was awesome. He like drove around. We talked about Star Wars. I actually went and saw Solo after picking up the game.
Oh, okay.
And like when I was in his office, he had Star Wars toys all over the place. And I was like, dude, like, so we ended up talking Star Wars for a while, and yeah, it was super cool. Super awesome guy. Not a collector. I asked him about Claw. He'd never heard of it. But yeah, super friendly guy, and got the game.
Yeah.
And I got it home and it works. So before,
Yay!
most importantly, everything works on it.
I need to test it to see if it like is completable.
Yeah, you should come over.
Okay, I'll be over tomorrow.
You know where I live.
I know
So
where you live.
I don't know if I'll be able to really get a good thing on this. I'll try and see if I can swing around here, and I'll boot it up as well. All right, that might be the extent of what I can do with that. And I'm going to lose audio, but there you go.
Oh, where's Jim sound effects? Ooh.
All right, so I will not be able to hear you because I have to go around back to hit the interlock. But give me 1 second. It'll take a minute to boot it anyway.
Yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Anyone know what game it is?
It's Hubert.
No, that's over there.
It is Dragon's Lair, one of my favorites. Do I dare ask what you paid? Will you?
I'll tell you
about
guys
that?
on private,
Okay.
but I don't want to,
Yeah, for obvious reasons. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this: it is without a doubt the most money I paid for an arcade game.
Oh wow! So we're talking more than Wacko.
Not well, Wacko was cheap.
Oh, okay.
Wacko I paid $600 for.
And then you paid for shipping though on top of
Well,
that.
I did pay for shipping on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
It's not coming to life now.
Oh no! What the hell? Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Shit.
I didn't even hear the second bleep.
Yeah, you hear it go dink, dink,
Yeah.
dink, and then it comes up.
30303.
Oh no, Keith, where are you?
Yeah, I know. Where's Keith? Seriously, like
He knows all the ins and outs of Dragon Slayers.
I did move it across the floor.
Even though it's been in a truck and
Well, I pulled the player out to move it.
Oh.
When I moved it
the
across
player
the
cable a little
floor
bit.
here, I did not pull the disc and player out because it was off. Obviously, I didn't move it when it was turned on. But let me go look at it real quick.
Yeah. Do 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 do. We don't have sound effects. Get
in here, Jim. Damn it, you Jim. Get in here.
You need some music, Jim. La cucaracha or whatever.
Oh dear God, they left us alone. That's never good.
I'm writing in the chat. People are asking about why we have an IRC chat.
Well, on the plus side, this week I did manage to get Missile Command up and running.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I haven't turned it.
Need to get a trackball for it, or is that?
I have the trackball, but the bolts. So I had all the bolts nicely laid out, jabbed into a piece of foam while I was painting them. But that piece of foam disappeared into a garbage bag because
someone
didn't know what it was. So I bought all the bolts I needed to bolt this guy on.
Yeah.
The marquee. But I didn't realize that these bolts were in it. I thought those bolts were in the trackball, but they're not. But they weren't. So I had to go out and buy new ones. They're drying in the garage right now.
Oh, man.
And then it's done except for the one speaker hole right up there. So
okay,
cool. Need to get a new grill for that, but
congrats! You almost have a fully. You just got
a year and a half later. I have a working missile command in a missile command cabinet.
Hey, you have a missile command and I don't. That's cool.
Oh, I'm sure you have missile command, but you have to use about 50 different buttons.
I can use any 50 of those buttons for the 3 buttons. So like Andrew, I hear.
You got it working.
Yep, that's the magic noises. So what was it?
I don't know. I turned it off and turned it back on.
Oh, maybe it's just fickle.
Yeah.
The magic solve-all.
But yeah, seems to be there you go.
Have you tried turning it on, off and on again? Only the Gleek would get that reference.
That's the what was it, the system administrator video thing?
It's from God damn it, the IT crowd.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Right.
Reboot.
I rebooted it 3 times, just like you told me.
So Andrew, now you got to practice and get good at.
I do. I totally have to. I'm gonna go shut it off because there's no reason to have it on. Once I got.
Yeah. No, I'm happy for you.
The track noise is gonna be.
Yeah.
That answers the question. Oh, there's that mosquito again.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you
all right. So on top of the game, I also got 2 Space Ace discs, a spare Dragon's Lair disc, and the 20th anniversary special edition Dragon's Lair disc.
Oh, did it come with any Space Ace artwork for like a conversion kit?
No.
Oh, okay. That would have been kind of cool if he did.
Yep. So he just had 2 discs that were spares.
Yeah, a lot of spare stuff.
Yeah. So I'll post the price in our private chat, and you guys can discuss my insanity or not.
$100.
I know, right?
Woo.
It was not. I told you it was not. It was the most money I've ever spent on an
But
arcade.
it's a working Laserdisc player, right?
Laserdisc player is a working 100% original Pioneer, the LVD 1000,
Okay.
and it works flawless. Apparently, it's worked flawless in this guy's house for the last 10 plus years. The cabinet, all original side art, original marquee, original overlay.
All in good nick.
The side art is in amazing condition. I think I posted some
Good.
pictures on the in Slack about that. It's got the raised coin door letters for Cinematronics, and
Okay, not as
it's awesome. It's tight as fuck. It feels great.
nice.
Oh, good.
It's always good when they're tight.
Yeah, that's tight as fuck.
Did you put that post the thing already?
Which thing?
The price and
I did
private?
in our private chat.
I don't see it. Mine didn't appear. Weird.
It would have come from
It's in the
Warren.
Hangouts chat.
Oh, okay. I'm looking on our Slack.
oh.
duh. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Is that price
Wow.
in rupees?
It was not a screaming deal. It was
No. Wow. We got to talk offline.
Oh,
ouch.
Wow.
I'm afraid to
Wow.
ask, what's the normal price for that?
It's pretty close to what that's kind of an average around for that though.
No, like I said, I don't think it was a screaming deal, but again, all original. The thing
Yeah.
is in
It looks
really,
good.
really nice.
Home use
shape.
only for 10 years.
For
That's
at least 10 years, yeah.
yeah. No
Yeah.
water damage?
No, I mean, slight rippling at the bottom. It's seen water in its life, but it's not like falling apart or crumbling or anything like that.
Yeah.
And again, all the spare discs, including the 20th or the special edition disc that has the extra scenes and brand new. That one's never even been opened, I don't think.
Baby Hands Dirk asks, "What's the warranty on the Dragon's Lair?" Tough totems. If it breaks. That's the warranty.
Yeah.
They're saying Time Warp is a shit. I think that game is shit. I don't like Dragon's Lair 2 at all. I know some people like it. I find it extremely frustrating, and I'm a huge fan of Dragon's Lair, of course, but I just thought it was so hard. I didn't like how it would randomly mirror every once in a while. You know, like regular Dragon's Lair would mirror the levels when you played them a second time. But playing Dragon's Lair 2, it would just mirror after a death. It would randomly might mirror it just to fuck with you. Did not like that. So, yeah, it also gets to a point where you can't continue anymore. So you know, I think it's after the mummy stage that you can't continue. You're done. So it's hard. Yeah, Keith's good at it. He can't get very far in it anymore. But yeah, no, Dragon's Lair. I love Dragon's Lair, and I love Space Ace. So if you ever need any hints or tips or anything, let me know. Just the tips.
Well, and I have finished the game on the Steam version.
Yeah.
It took me
so
like a day basically playing it by myself, just like sitting there like, all right, that didn't work. All right, try something else. All right, that didn't work. Oh, yeah, hey, that worked.
was it the version where it lights up the arrow so it tells you where you're supposed to go or not? I thought the iPhone version does that.
I didn't see any arrows or just the usual flashes that it gives you.
Yeah, no, there's the arrows that are for the directional on the iPhone. They'll light up ahead of time if you want to.
What you need to do, like when you
yeah, it totally like helps people. Yeah, I know there's no challenge there, but people still have a tough time with it, you know, because they don't know what's coming up, or you know, the game is mostly just timing and listening for certain cues sometimes, or animations you're looking for, you know. So I think some of the harder things that people might not think are so hard are like something simple like the ropes, because you know
ropes are easy.
Yeah, the ropes are easy, but everybody has their own technique going through it. Like some people use his voice as a timing tool. I use as soon as he takes his hand off the rope, then you do it. That's what I do. And there's also a technique you can do on the ropes. Some people don't know about that. You don't have to go as soon as the scene starts. You can wait a little bit, and it shows the floor going in it's a close up of his feet, and they show the floor going into the wall, showing you're running out of time. You better hurry and make a move. Then it goes back to external view of him, waiting to jump the rope. So there's kind of little things like that in the game that I can show you, when, just if you want to see them. Like when you see the stairs on the opposite side of the the disc
Sort of
that
the
falls.
room. Yep.
Yeah. So if you ever see the stairs on the right side, you can go down all 3 levels. So you know how it stops 3 times,
Yep.
then falls. Yeah, you can do that 3 whole times if the stairs are on the right. So, and you get more. I think you get more points that way too.
I was going to ask you that. Like, so, like, there's the different ways you're talking about. Like, so with the ropes, do you get more points for going sooner or hanging back, or?
God, that's a good question. I don't remember. That's something you have to test for me and let me know. I'm not sure on that. I know you get more points on that falling disc if you stay on it longer. So, pretty sure you do on that one. But yeah, so check out those little tweaks and things, and yeah, it's pretty fun.
Obviously, I got some game time I need to put into the game. I got it on Saturday and barely touched it.
Yeah. So do you think you're going to play Dragon's Lair to death, and then when you get sick of that, switch it out to Space Ace kind of thing?
That's kind of the thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Since I've got the discs, I can throw them in there anytime. So, and the ROM switcher board. So
yeah, and that's the thing too. You want to have it on the ROMs that the game shipped with originally. Don't use the updated versions of those ROMs, because they did some stuff to fuck with people to try to make more money off the game, make it harder, because people were beating it so much. They made it so scenes started about 4 seconds in, so you didn't even get a chance to get to adjust to oh my god, what room am I in? And then all of a sudden you got to make a move. Because there are scenes like where Dirk will walk into the room and kind of look at his surroundings for a second before you start.
The poison room, or like the
hallway. Yeah, they'll show him walk, and then with the later ROM revisions they made, I think it was I want to say L2, I can't remember. I'll have to ask Keith. But the scenes start way quicker, and they give you less time on the successful moves. They just tightened everything up and made everything way harder than. I mean, the games are already hard enough as it is, I think, for most people. But in an era where everybody was beating it, they started coming out with these new versions to, try to make some more money off people, I guess, or something, make it fresh. So yeah, they'll look into that.
That's kind of fucked up though, because you think the veterans are going to go, oh, this is fucked up. This is not the game. They're going to know in a heartbeat, this is not right.
Yeah, this isn't right.
And for anyone who's a stranger to the game, going to walk up and just get their ass kicked even faster.
Oh, exactly. That's what I thought. I'm like, this doesn't do good for anybody.
No.
Because I don't like playing it on that version. Like Griffin's was set perfect. That's the way it should be. Whatever ROM set he had. I could look it up real quick, let you know. Let me check it. I found out last time because I let Steve at Grinkers know when he was figuring out his.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt like this was paced similar to Steve's, and for that matter, the version I played in Steam.
F2. It's F2 is what you want.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. They have enhancement ROMs and some other things too. Yeah.
Enhance. For
Father's Day, my dad came over to watch movies, and one of the movies he wanted to watch. Well, first we watched what was that movie? Well, I forget that one. I'll remember it. The second movie he wanted to watch was the new Blade Runner movie.
Oh, I really like that movie.
Okay, so I told my dad, I go, visually, it's as incredible as the first one.
Mhm.
I thought it was great, but it's be prepared. It's slow moving. It's a very slow movie. And we're watching it. We're about halfway through the movie. My dad turns to me and goes, "Where's Harrison Ford?" Because he knows he's in the movie because he's in the
In the credits, yeah.
posters and credits and stuff. I go, he's in it. He's I don't know if he's an afterthought or what, but they had to cram him in somewhere. And they put him in the movie finally, but he doesn't really do anything in the movie
Really?
much.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, he doesn't kick ass. But then I go, you know what, Dad? He didn't really kick ass that much in the first Blade Runner either.
No, which is also a pretty slow burning movie.
Yeah, but if you really think about all the things Blade Runner influenced over the years after that came out, it was just, I mean, you saw a change in like anime and animation and comics and other future movies, and it just had such a bearing on pop culture, I think. So it's kind of neat that we're coming full circle again with another sequel. But
Did
yeah.
you like the movie?
He didn't. I liked it more than he did. He was like, "This is kind of boring." Like, oh, okay. But I think it's because we watched. What was the other movie we watched? It was by the director who did the Fifth Element. It was that really weird space movie.
Oh yeah,
called-
Luke Best.
oh God, what was that called? It was a one-word title. Anybody can remember? Chat. It's gonna bug me. Have you seen it? It's the one that's like that's a million aliens in it. And, oh man, let's see. I'm gonna have to look it up now. I can't remember it. Okay, hold on. Valerian. That's it.
Never saw
Have
it.
you seen Valerian?
Nope.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Or seen trailers for it? No.
Nope.
It's an amazing visual movie. I mean, as far as like, it's like Fifth Element on acid. I mean, if you ever seen Fifth Element and seen all the crazy stuff in that movie, it's that, but times it by 100.
Oh yeah, Luke Benson. Thank you, Gus.
Yeah, Valerian. It's I could see why it didn't do well in the theaters. It's not a movie for everybody, but if you're a sci-fi fan and enjoy just like crazy aliens and crazy technology, and check out the trailer for it, Andrew, and
Yeah.
just
I'm writing it down.
yeah, give it a check out. Because if you like Fifth Element at all, it's on that
100%.
kind of, yeah. I feel like that. It feels like it's in the same universe. And they have really cool tech, which I thought was cool in it. Like there's this part where they're trying to sneak into this base thing. I won't give out too many details, but there's a guard in a tower, but they got to get by him. So what they do is they shoot him with a special gun that like kind of puts him unconscious. And this guy puts on sort of this VR helmet, and then he pushes the button, and then all of a sudden he's controlling the guard in VR. So whatever he does, the guard is doing, And so then they use it as as protection now. Now he's controlling the guard to help them with a gun, in the tower. So I don't know, just wacky tech like that in the movie. This kind of makes it fun. So
Yeah, cool. I would definitely.
yeah, check that out. Kerrig's back. We're done talking geek shit.
I didn't miss all the arcade chat, did I?
Yeah, we talked about Andrew's pickup of Dragon's Lair.
Well, yeah, I heard that up until the part where with the dolly going down the stairs and then needing to rent something, and then my daughter came home and I haven't had dinner, so I heated that up for us. Well, she and I reestablished pack bonds, as we say in the dog biz, and so now I'm back. But I like the arcade talk.
Are you still the leader of the pack?
Leader of the pack.
Ruff, ruff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the leader of the pack right there. They were outside barking and being obnoxious. So I know she loves me because I have dinner. Big bowl of refried beans with some cheese and salsa. I know, right?
Well, I'm here to smell awesome later.
Yeah.
Does your dog sleep on the floor or in your bed?
Oh, in my bed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and
Farts all night.
actually, no,
Girls don't fart; they fluff.
yeah, exactly. Girls
They
don't fart.
poot. Guys fart.
Yeah.
Farts.
When am I going to get to the age where like farts aren't funny anymore? Where I can just fart and not giggle?
Never. Like, I can't even like I'm sitting in the stall at work in the bathroom. It's a shared bathroom. It's like a stall and like a urinal. And like
Yeah.
I'm in the crapper and I fart, I start giggling.
You can't help it.
If someone else is in the stall and I'm taking a piss and they fart, I start giggling.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's funny.
I can't help it.
I always think it's kind of, I don't normally think it's terribly funny, except when it's somebody who outranks me. Like, like some head person is in there and they're like, but just for the people who want to have conversations while in the stall, no. Because, of course, girls, we all go in the stall because, even if you're just urinating, not that we poop because we don't. But, but yeah, it's like, I don't want to have a conversation.
Tell a girl fart story, so.
She never said they don't fart. Yeah. They just don't poop.
I think
maybe the poop turns into a fart.
Yeah.
And then butterflies.
Butterflies come out.
Oh, bathroom talk. Always funny.
Yeah.
Highbrow show here, folks.
Yep.
That's what you get when there's only 4 of us.
Yeah.
It's so much better when there's 6 more.
Yeah.
It's
more poop talk.
Yeah. Yeah. We had promises. I'm sure that will.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a shitty show.
Oh.
So Andrew said we're not supposed to talk about what he paid. That's a secret, but he did post it in our own private chat. So you might want to glance at that and have your eyeballs pop out.
How much over list price did I pay for that then?
Yeah.
I thought that was actually a pretty fair price considering what I was getting. I don't think it's a deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in touch with. I mean, it seems reasonable to. I mean, it seems like it seems like a pretty good deal to me because those things are not cheap games.
It's
No.
and I knew going into it, I was paying what I thought was a fair price, and that's the reason why I argued for it as being a fair price.
When I told Griffin about the Dragon Slayer that went on the captain's auction 2 weeks ago, that went for $5K straight out. I mean, that is big.
$5,000.
$5,000 it went for closing bid. Yes, check it out. Look it up.
They're going to be paying the arcade that was like 21%. What is it?
It's 23% on top of all that. So
plus tax.
$5,000. Well, that's
right.
Yeah, well, that's including the tax because it's 15% for them, and then another state. What is it? 8% or whatever it is. So
are you saying that I got a deal?
Yeah, you did. Oh, hold on 1 second. I'll be right back.
I thought he was making faces. He was like, "I can't believe you spent that much money on it," and I was like, "I know it was a lot."
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't think so. I mean, that seems like we'll have to get clarification when.
I guess.
Yeah, paging Mr. Herman.
Right. I mean, I spent pinball money.
Yeah, but a cheap pin.
I mean, today, that's actually, that's more than I paid for Judge Dredd.
No.
It's in the neighborhood of what I paid for Star Trek.
Wow. That's impressive.
Boop, boop.
That one truly surprises me.
So, Carrie, you're going to be here Saturday, right?
Yes.
My wife just came in and said, "Oh, I know them."
Oh, we know her.
She's probably going to come over to Keith, so we hang out for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah. Fun. So.
That's
going to be fun. I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a blast. It'll be a nice way to cap off a really busy week and kind of shitty week. Although the end of my week should be good, but it's gonna be exhausting.
Yeah.
Working through Saturday and but yeah, it's gonna that will be a lot of fun to get to hang out and play Keith's new pins and catch up and drink and eat and just generally be stupid.
Did you hear about his third pin?
Yes.
Doesn't that suck?
That totally sucks. It's my
Thanks,
pin.
Stern.
Yeah, that's the way there was a little part of me, I'm not gonna lie.
Died inside.
No, but there like it was like, oh, damn it. And then I was like, oh, maybe he's just saying that. So that I'll be disappointed, but then when I get there, it will actually be there, and then he can be like surprised. But
that'd be cool.
That would be cool, but apparently not. That's not the case. It was just like a little part of me because despite what some people say, I am a positive person.
People say you're not. Have you already played it before?
Yes.
So I've never played it. So
yeah, I played it at Free Gold Watch, which and by the way, for everybody, if there's anybody actually listening to us,
I've got a few people.
We're talking about Batman 66. I think we can say that, right? Or we're not supposed to. We can cut that part out.
No, we can say it.
Yeah, it's not okay. Yeah, so I've played it at where League Night is over at Free Gold Watch, but it's it's so loud. It's always everything's crowded. And there's just so many games that I think part of the fun of that game will be getting to hear more like the call outs and the music, and you can you know what it's like in a loud arcade environment.
Hear the call outs and stuff and enjoy the pin. It's really hard, especially like at Arcade Expo. At least you get to try the pin, but you can't really fully enjoy it.
Yeah,
hard to enjoy it.
That's
like
what
Houdini when we played it. Like I don't remember hearing anything from that.
Yeah,
very little.
Corner,
oh yeah,
or like you should be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Although Black Knight was turned up way the fuck, so we heard that.
That's true. That was. Yeah. So Batman is not going to be there, but we still have.
Unless he was
Metallica or not Metallica, Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So wait. So sorry, I missed part of that conversation. So like what? So he was buying 3 games?
Yeah, he sold 3 pins. He sold Iron Man, Star Trek, and Metallica.
Yep, and
he bought 3 pins.
We knew about Guardians.
And they're all brand new pins in box. He bought Guardians,
Iron Maiden,
and Batman 66.
Wow,
I know. And made money.
I really enjoyed Guardians. Like that absolutely would be a game I would want.
Plus with that mod, it really makes it fun too.
And the call outs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a super fun game. I told you about my experience playing that game and the guy kicking me off to fucking Darth Vader. It's like I'm having an awesome. I waited like fucking 10, 15 minutes to play this game.
10 or 15
or 15. Yeah, to play this game, and like I'm on my last ball, and like I'm playing fucking awesome. It's like everything like multi balls everywhere, and like I just like the game just like he's just like great transitions and lots of just smooth shots. It's like everything just is like working, and like this guy's like, dude, I need to get a picture of Darth Vader playing Star Wars, and I'm like, fuck you. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Like, I'm sorry, Darth Vader's only going to play Star Wars for a few minutes. But like,
just so you get a picture.
Yeah.
You can post it on Twitter.
My fucking...
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
Hey, Andrew, do you ever have a thing happen at home where, like, let's say you're playing your pen and you're having a really good game, and then your wife or somebody, like, calls you, or your doorbell rings or something, and it fucks you all up?
Yeah, it's usually some homeless guy walking in the garage, like,
oh god,
hey, could you have a cookie?
Don't you kick me out of your establishment. Wait, what?
That was a nom.
It's not an establishment. It's my fucking house. Get the hell out of here.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, I was like, one time I had a really good game going, and then like I think my phone rings and it's my wife. I'm like, I don't know if it's an emergency or something.
Right. You gotta answer that shit. Yeah.
I gotta answer that shit and see what's going on. What's for dinner?
Fuck. Yeah.
There goes the ball.
Right. You're trying to trap it and like hold it like with one
Yeah,
foot, weight on the other.
exactly.
Like
Let me slow the ball down,
taking
catch it,
the
cradle
call.
it,
And yeah.
cradle it.
Sorry, honey. Multi-ball. I'll call you back.
Yeah.
I had a really good
Yeah.
Tron pinball game this weekend. I was just in the zone where like every time I started a mode, I completed it, and I got all the way to Portal on ball 1, which is like unheard of for that game. If anybody's played
How many
Tron
modes
pinball,
is that? Like, or how many?
oh, I don't know, like probably 8 or 9 or so.
Nice.
It's a lot, and some are really hard, but yeah, I finished them all as I got to them, and except for one, and that was due to a phone call that I got. But I was able. It didn't lose the ball, but I did lose the. You have to complete the mode with a multi-ball
Timer.
going. But
Yeah.
no, it wasn't a timer. It was one where it's a multi-ball one. So if
Yep.
you lose the multi-ball, the mode stops.
Yep.
So that was for disc battle. So I had to just finish that in Sea of Simulation. But it's a bummer though, because if you do beat all the modes without having to go back to finish them later, if you beat them all, I think you get like 100 million point bonus if you make it to Portal that way. I think that's what, maybe it's 100 or 200. It's a huge bonus though.
Wow.
So I was like one shot away, and my phone. You know what I should do is just put my phone in the other room.
Yeah, you can like not answer that. As long as you check it between games.
Yeah, just check it. I mean, you know,
Go check the.
Tron usually is about a 20-minute game if you're having a good, great game. Maybe
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes. But yeah, but that was fun. It was fun when you're in the zone. It's cool in pinball when you're in the zone because, you know, you can walk into your own pin and have a shit game, and all of a
That's
sudden,
usually the way it goes.
yeah. Then all of a sudden you have a really long one, and then you look and you go, "Oh my god, this is ball 1. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Then you choke the other 2 balls. Drain.
That's pretty much my MO. I find that I get oh shit, I'm doing really well. Oh crap, this could be like a high score. Like, am I gonna? And then it just fucks.
Yeah,
with me.
That's that Zen thing, right? The Zen thing is like where it's like the game is not a game. You're not really playing the game. You're just like playing the ball. You're playing.
You're doing what you need to do to keep the ball going.
About it. But as soon as you realize
really.
you start thinking about the game or thinking about the shots, then you fucking lose it.
Yeah, you get out of the Zen.
So that's the way. So Xevious David, who's like also super good at Space Harrier. So he was talking about Space Harrier as being like you get into that like magic place like when you're playing, where it's like you're not thinking about your shots or where you need to be. You're just dodging everything. You're just going through the game, and all of a sudden you've rolled it once, and then he's like, "Oh, you get to the inverted levels," and it's like, "Oh, the only reason why you know you've been getting far in the game is like all the colors are inverted," and you're like, "All right, no big deal," and you just keep going. But as soon as you start thinking like, "Holy fuck, I'm doing really well," you're like dead, and then dead, and then dead. And you're like, ah.
Yep. That's so true.
Yeah. There's been a couple times in pinball where it just feels like I can't lose the ball, like no matter what. Like it's just everything's
every
happening.
shot goes up the right ramp and it's lit.
And it's like the ball always comes to the flipper and you send it off, and it's always like, oh fuck, it drained. Like what the hell? How did that happen? Because I was magic for a little while.
You know what I hate is when you're showing somebody something on a pin and you're like, you've done this shot a million times on your own, but when you're trying to show it to somebody and you try to show them the example of it and you can't recreate it because you're like trying to show it to them, and
that's right, because you lost the flow.
Yeah, you're like, okay, wait, let me try it.
Then you just make those shots. But if you like stop it and cradle it and like talk about
it,
and then
what you need to do is
like do that, and you're like, fuck, where's that shot? Fuck, can't do it. Fuck. Catch it 1 second.
Let me take the glass off the top. Hold on.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So it's easy.
So, Steve, right now you have Medieval Madness
and Tron.
That's it. Okay.
That's it for pins.
And both of those you've like finished those games.
I've beaten Medieval Madness. Well, I've gotten to the end. Last King, beat him. He says I have one more thing to do, but I don't remember what it was. But just beating all the kings and the Last King is an achievement.
Yeah. And Tron, you've
Tron. I've gotten a Portal, but haven't completed it yet. It's very, very difficult. they give you like 2 or 3 balls, and you gotta shoot every shot twice. I think. I might just take the glass off and just see what needs to happen for Portal, just so I can see what I need to do. Because I've gotten there 5 times the whole time I've owned the pin. So that's actually pretty good. Because the guy I bought it from never got to it. So.
And Carrie, name off your pins. So you've got Tails.
Yeah, I have Tales from the Crypt.
High Speed.
No, that one I sold before I got so I can get Tails.
Okay.
And I sold that one to Mano Man,
who
then almost immediately turned around and sold it to somebody else. But it inspired him to start collecting pins. That was his first pin. Because he was like, he really liked it, but it was too hard. His kids weren't that keen on it.
It's a hard pin.
Yeah, it is. It is a hard pin.
Yeah.
Getaway.
Getaway. Yeah. The
engine
game.
Yeah. So that went. Sorry, I feel like I have probably a dog hair.
This is my life. I understand.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
So sometimes, like when I'm walking my dogs, people are like, "Oh, are these the dogs that never shed?" I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh my god! Yeah.
Look at my sweater.
Yeah.
It's gray and black.
I look like a dog.
Yeah. When I wash it, though, it's yellow. It's a green sweater. So Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, 3 pins.
Uh-huh.
So and
that's it.
Have you finished all of those pins?
Dude, I'm not on the high scoreboard for Twilight Zone and Lord of the Rings. I am on the high scoreboard and the #1 Crypt Keeper for Tales.
Yeah.
But the other 2, no, I'm not even on the fucking scoreboard. And I've owned Twilight Zone for a while.
Yeah, you got to be almost a year now.
No, I think you got it this year, didn't you?
Yeah, let's go with that. I don't remember. Maybe it's probably pretty close to a year. I could go back to Clav and take a look.
Quite a year. Okay.
I want emails.
No,
I'm not that good. I'm not that good at these games.
You're not that good, but you beat everybody in the pinball tournament we had.
I fucking spanked.
You beat everybody, and then somebody who came up from underdog land.
Right? Yeah, exactly. From the loser bracket.
I put Nick out the first fucking game that we played. The very first game, the first round, I put him out.
Yeah.
He's like, I suck at pinball, and I'm like, dude, it's all right. We're just having fun. It's just we're at Keith's house. It's just, and then he comes back and fucking beats you.
I know.
Yeah, I played him on the loser bracket. We played. It was 3 people on 1 pin, and we played that Texas game. What was it? What's that game? Cactus Canyon. Yeah, and he rocked it. He just rocked us both. I mean, he was just going into multi-balls and making all these shots, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah, and that's what he picked because he got to pick first, the first game, and that's what he picked was Cactus Canyon.
Yeah,
he just promptly trounced me. I forgot which game I picked, and then I beat him. And then then we went down to the 3rd pin. It went down to the last game on the 3rd pin. And
was it Pentalica? What was the last?
Yeah, that might have been it. It was it was something I think that neither of us particularly wanted to play. And it was like, hey, let's do this. It was a quick one because by then I was tired, and it was like, okay, this is a fast game, and it was.
Yeah. I call shenanigans.
Oh yeah. I think he was, the old I'm not good at pins,
Yeah. It was fun though. That was a really fun tournament, I thought.
Actually, I have a repair question, speaking of Twilight Zone, although I might have to end up asking Keith, if you guys don't know. That'll be my next source to turn to, which is on Twilight Zone, there's the upper flipper, which is cued with the lower flipper there. I'm having a thing where it's staying up, and it'll go down kind of either slowly or hang up there for a while after I activate the flipper. So it'll just stay in the up position, and then it'll maybe kind of slowly go down. And the same.
It doesn't instantly come back down.
Right, and the same thing if it's off. So even if I turn the power off to the game, and you know how you can take your flippers and pull them out and they go twink.
Yeah.
Same thing with the power off. So if I pull and it would happen during a game. So if I pull the flipper out, pull that little flipper out, Stop it. Then, then it will still say even if it's not, even if the game isn't on, which makes me think it's more of maybe a physical thing with the flipper as opposed to one of the electronic components.
Or I wonder if it's a coil. I don't know. It sounds like I don't know. You think it's a coil thing, Andrew?
I'm sorry, I was chatting.
Oh.
Totally sorry. I was.
Yeah, you're my only other hope for
All
pinball.
right, sorry.
We're trying to figure out
some summary. Sorry.
Summary is I have the one of the flippers on Twilight Zone, the little flipper up on at the top.
Yep.
Well, when I activate it, it goes up, but it's very slow to come back down. And that's true whether or not nice.
Oh, we got our sound effect guy back.
Jim's here.
That's
Fred
true
Norris.
whether or not the game is on. So even if I turn the game off and I just pull the flipper, you know how you normally, if you do that on your thing, the flipper will just go right back.
Yep.
If I pull the flipper out, then it will do the same thing where it will just kind of hang out there and then slowly kind of
Is it
go
the
back.
That sounds like a mechanical
Is
problem.
it the coil sleeve?
Yeah, I wonder if it's dirty.
Some gunk in the coil sleeve.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
clean
a
it.
thought.
Because there's a clear plastic sleeve in
Yeah.
there. You can take that out, super clean it, or if that doesn't
Or
work,
just
buy a
put
new
a new one in.
Buy a new one. Yeah, buy a new one. Some people try to clean them.
Yeah.
But sometimes they get a little
The coil
flattened.
sleeves, gunk will build up in those things for sure. Just the
That's
dirt
in
on
the
the
dirt
play
and the
field.
ball.
Yeah, and it happened
Oh,
all
yeah,
of a
first.
sudden. So maybe like it just shifted a little bit.
And yours is an old game, so those are more prone to have sleeve dirtiness.
Dirt. I mean,
Yeah.
just from the cabinet, like dirt will build up in those sleeves. So
Yep.
And that's something easy that I can actually easily do. I've replaced coils and things before.
Yeah.
I've dealt with coils.
What do you think, Zadie? Does that answer your question, Zadie?
Yeah, I know.
Well.
I've learned so much from Baby Pac-Man, because that was the game where fucking everything goes wrong in every part of it.
It's a game that never quits giving.
Oh, it keeps giving
Mark,
the
that's a
lessons.
gift that keeps on giving the whole year. That is, Edward.
Yeah,
It gives good. It gives good headache.
Yeah, exactly.
The pinball of the
Don't
month.
fall in love with that RV, Clark, because
Yeah.
we're taking it with us when we leave next month. I never realized how good that movie is for quotes.
It's better. Yeah.
Yeah, my coil on that one was, I think I showed you guys a picture of it. It was like completely melted. It's just on the
coil
ground.
was
If
dirty.
Or
they
the
got that
sleeve.
hot, the sleeve.
Yeah, the sleeve was completely. Oh yeah, it was completely melted in the
Yeah.
coil. Yeah.
Jim's got beef sticks.
That's dirty.
He's not sharing.
Oh my God, we get now we're look at this.
I
They're
I
What?
wasn't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told that woman that was not legal to drive, so I am. I'm happy to be here.
He's sticking.
I blew a .13 before I hit the road.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
shit. That wasn't good.
And then you drove.
Well,
All right, no,
I-
this is not actually happening.
No, you didn't drive.
I'm sure you drove.
You
Like
Ubered
you
here.
called an Uber.
You called
I
an
took
Uber.
I
and
took
then
a
got
nap.
sick.
I drank some water.
And ate a beef stick.
So I was just gonna say real quick to wrap up our pin chat from earlier. Like the only game that I have that I've ever beat is Star Trek, and I've beaten that one. I've gotten to Final Frontier and then gotten most of the way through the other modes again. But I've gotten to the end of Judge Dredd, but I didn't finish it. That's
Still impressive. That's hard.
the last
I think.
point. And Ghostbusters, not even fucking close.
How far have you gotten in Ghostbusters? 'Cause that's consecutive.
Yeah,
That's a consecutive game.
Ghostbusters. My
It's in
best
order.
score is 550 million, close to 551.
Like how far? Like what mode did
As
you?
far
have
as
to-
I didn't check what I finished, like which of the stacks I'd finished on that one, so I don't know.
But you didn't get to Zool.
I've never gotten. Yeah, I don't think I've even gotten close on Ghostbusters.
Yeah. That's
I
the
don't
only
think
thing I
I've
don't
never
like about
finished a pin.
Ghostbusters is the far
moons.
apart flippers, and that the modes are always in the same sequence. So
Yeah,
you got to go through everything one after another. Yeah. Who let out the dog?
Yeah, it's always the chase. That's the easiest mode to start.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always end up starting there. Anyway, so Gak and
Gak's here.
Yeah,
guys?
welcome.
What's going on, Gak?
I just got internet hooked up to the computer, so
Yay.
very rough and raw here.
For people that don't know in chat, Gak is just moved to a new house, new location. He plans to fill every room with arcade games.
Yep.
Oh, Jim.
And
Alright,
maybe
I'm
have
Jim.
going to show you a little sneak peek here real quick.
maybe a sex dungeon.
He's connected to AOL right now.
That game is in the game room.
Oh, look, already a Tron in there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Good choice.
I don't know how you survived. Slave. It
So I
doesn't
managed to get
matter.
one up in
That's
here
a
today.
termination.
Was that Carrie's Tron?
No.
That
Oh.
one went to someone else.
Yeah. Oh, Dave,
Yeah.
maybe. Okay. Okay. Where'd you
Yeah,
get that
I've had
from,
that.
Jack?
Yeah.
I've had it for 6 or 7 years. Something like that. For a while.
Do you ever play it very much?
I'm gonna try to play it more now that it's actually in a game room.
Okay.
Nice.
It got
Hey
kind of buried.
guys.
It got kind of buried in the garage, so
Oh.
it didn't get much play for a while.
See if you can get to the recognizers. That's your goal.
I
That's-
believe I've gotten there a couple times.
Yes.
I love getting there and then parking it and then
That's what I do.
blowing people's minds.
And you walk
Yeah.
away.
And you walk away and you're like, yeah,
Yep.
I'll be
Yeah.
back. I'm gonna get a beer.
Yeah, I'll be back too. Get something to drink.
This,
I'm gonna
this
take a
game is this game is so good that I can walk away from it and
I'm gonna
not
take a
lose
shit.
life.
Yeah.
Get a beer. And,
Exactly. Ask you a question and yeah, go take a shit.
Well, it was kind of hard to make a decision of which games to bring up here first because it's got to be a game that's working that I don't need a lot of.
it's good timing.
Sorry, I was a little late on the shit part, but yeah, everything came out just fine.
Yeah, Jibbo loves Tron. You tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's
So
about
does
actually.
Gary.
You know what? I do play it at. Well, I did play it at Gary's a lot.
Yeah.
You did.
Obligatory. But so don't just the games always just keep repeating, or at some point do you actually get different games?
No, I think
The only variation is the recognizers.
You just get okay.
and
Harder.
my buddy Tron guy, he said somewhere
That-
around
Dylan?
1 million or 2 million points,
Yeah, exactly.
you can no longer hide out on the recognizer level.
Oh, they go into
There
the
is a
corner?
point where you cannot do that anymore.
All right.
And I think he said it was somewhere around 1 million or 2 million points.
Oh yeah, that used to happen to me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally sucked.
But that game tops out though. Like you hit like level,
And then it just repeats, yeah.
and it's the
So
same.
then it's just
it stays there.
marathon,
Yeah.
basically like Q-Bird or whatever.
Yeah, I heard about a Tronathon at some point. Someone did.
Yeah. Yeah, and Dylan, Tron guy, said he could totally do it, but it's the sleep deprivation. He could just play forever, but he can't. He has to have sleep. So
Yeah.
We should get your buddy Dylan, Tron guy.
I know, right?
Maybe like come on the show and like show us a demo
That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be
playing
cool.
Tron. Like let's see someone like marathon
Yeah.
Tron and get it to the point where it repeats and then explain strategy
Exactly.
and gameplay on Tron. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'll have to heckle him about that.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what he came because he came to my place and picked something up, and I can remember. Isn't that sad? Like I don't even remember what the hell it is that he got from. Like, what did
Is
he?
it a machine or parts? I don't remember that either.
I don't remember. Wow. I guess like I remember back in the early days, I'd ask somebody like, "Oh, so how many games do you have?" And they'd be like, "I don't know." And I would think, "How do you get to the point where you don't know how many games you have?" And
Right.
now people ask me, and I'm like, "I don't know. Do I count the really do I count the really projecty ones? And like if ones I haven't."
30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like the ones that have never been have never been completed and played. Like I don't even count those. Like those don't count. They're not on my maps. Like they don't exist in my world. But yeah. Well, if I bought them broken and they're still broken, like that doesn't count yet. But I still couldn't tell you how many I have outside of that. Start doing in the house I have. So anyway, so yeah, I don't remember what he came over here to get, but I remember that
You
he
have
played
to
my
let those
Tron.
many games go.
No, so I'm thinking it wasn't a game, it must have been a part.
Yeah,
Oh, what was it?
monitor maybe or something.
Oh,
Was it the empty Tempest cab?
yes. Nice.
And then that wound up going to someone else.
It wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Really. That's why I don't remember it, because I'm like, what the hell was it? But that was actually not.
He was
not
gonna
mine.
try to, because he has parts to make a Major Havoc, I think, or he's been working on that, and he was gonna turn it into a Major Havoc because it was an empty cap. But then I think he realized he didn't. There was something. There was like a broken corner or something. I don't remember what it was now. Maybe I'm confused with the different.
Yeah, well, what he had said is that his Tempest got broken coming back from CAX because it was over tightened or whatever. It cracked. And so what he had said to the true owner of that empty cabinet was, I'm going to put my parts from my broken cabinet into that one.
Okay, there we go.
So I think that's what he did, and it wasn't perfect. I mean, there was like one spot where it was like the art was torn, a little bit broken. It wasn't bad though. I mean, it was still in very good shape.
Right.
But yeah, there was one kind of funky corner.
Okay.
So yeah, good job! Yay!
Yay!
How are you doing with all the?
I'm exhausted, so maybe another week or two I'll be back. Feeling normal, but yeah, it's just been a lot of work. So yeah, with this house that was already furnished, I had to get rid of a bunch of furniture, and that was a whole ordeal in itself. You know, getting rid of office furniture, mattresses, and stuff like that. So. And then someone hit my trailer last Friday.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Fucking forklift guys.
I'm still dealing with that one. I don't even know if I told you guys the update on that. So the wheel was so bent you couldn't drive it, and it broke the hitch off the back of my truck. So the guy at the place, he's like, "Oh, just I said I need to tow it to a service, a trailer repair place," and that guy couldn't take it until the next morning. So he's just like, "Oh, just leave it here in back. No one really messes with anything back here." And so in front of the trailer is this big toolbox that's like bolted to the trailer. Well, I emptied out all the tools, thinking like, well, just in case someone tries to steal the tools. Well, guess what? Somebody stole the freaking toolbox. This big ass steel toolbox that's like bolted to the trailer. I looked it up. The thing's like $400 to replace that toolbox. So now I got to deal with that with insurance too. So, yeah.
Sucks.
Yep.
And that was a work trailer, not your own.
Yes, I borrowed it from work. Yes.
Oh, God.
It had a quick flash on video last Tuesday when it was working.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
You can use that for insurance. See, insurance, it wasn't broken before that forklift hit me.
Right, yeah. Right.
So how did I miss this? So it was a forklift that hit you? Literally?
Yeah, so I was dropped. So this building, there's multiple businesses in this big building. On the far end is a Goodwill. So it's a Goodwill drop off. So I was donating a bunch of stuff that was left behind this house. So I unloaded that, and then I still had like a washer and dryer and some other stuff in the trailer. And I was gonna take it to a used appliance place to get rid of the washer and dryer. And so I'm going across the back of the building. It's not really a parking lot. It's just kind of like a passageway for trucks to unload at the building. Going along, and I see a guy with a forklift. He's stopped and he's raising up something with the front of his forklift. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, So I keep driving. All of a sudden, the dude throws it in reverse and just floors it. Like he didn't even look over his shoulder or anything. And like my kids are in the truck with me, and I was just passing him, and I was like, oh shit, and I just floored it. I'm like, hopefully I could miss it. Well, he caught the front fender on the left side of the trailer. So there was a double axle trailer. So the front fender hit the side of his forklift, and it was such a force and impact, and those forklifts weigh like 5,000 pounds or something, that it just sheared off the ball hitch. And then I hit the brakes as soon as I realized he hit me, and then because the trailer hitch broke off, then the trailer hit the back of my truck. It damaged my back bumper and some other stuff too. So I have a claim on my truck, a claim on the trailer, and then now it's going to be a claim on the theft of the toolbox. So,
Oh, what a And how is your work like? Oh, dude, that sucks.
Yeah,
Are
I'm
they
pretty
kind
sure
of
there's
pissed?
going to be
They're okay.
a memo that goes out that says, employees will no longer be able to use trailers on their personal. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
You
same.
ruined it for everybody.
right?
My new nickname is Crash at work.
Well, you didn't crash.
I know, right?
Right.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
it.
crashing you.
Yeah.
So what's a douchebag doing backing up that fast?
I don't know. Yeah.
God. He's just like trying to get shit done quick.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
was just kind of hyper,
Yeah. He's all on crystal methed out.
It was kind of funny because when I went back Saturday to meet the tow truck there, the guy who hit me was working there, and he comes out and I'm like, well, shit, the toolbox is gone, and he's like, yeah, I thought maybe you unbolted it last night. I'm like, no.
Thanks.
Because I told him that I borrowed it from work, but they didn't realize I had it all week. And then he was all, yeah, a friend of mine called me last night. It was like probably an hour after I left there Friday night. And he's all, yeah, a friend of mine called me and he drove by and he saw the trailer out here and he's like, hey, I think I know who owns that trailer. Is this stolen? And he's all, because my neighbor, I've seen it in his driveway all week. And he's all, so the guy that hit me, he's all, does your boss live in Rockland? And I'm all, no, I live in Rockland. And I'm like, so his friend is my next door neighbor.
Oh, wow.
The guy who hit me, his friend is my next door neighbor. I'm like,
your new next door neighbor?
Yes, my new next door neighbor, yeah.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
It's a small world. After
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to paint it. Painting sucks. Sorry.
I actually like painting. I hate but I don't like taping.
Oh.
If somebody else will clean and tape, when it comes down to the actual painting, I love painting.
Like masking an area kind of thing?
Yeah, I hate doing that.
So when are you
usually I do the masking. My wife does the painting if we paint like a room.
Yeah. Oh, I love painting. Yeah, I love painting rooms. I love painting walls. I mean,
For me, it was always, we kind of have this deal worked out. My wife does the corners and the detail work on the edges. And I have the roller just doing the large sections.
Same here, Gak.
Yeah.
When I'm done masking, I get moved to that task.
Yeah.
I'll do all of it, but the masking, I hate the masking.
But she has to edge first, though, right? Isn't that the deal?
Yeah.
Back in and then use the big spots. Yeah.
You guys have seen the paint job I did on this room, right?
Yeah.
I don't paint.
Yeah.
It ends up more on me and the floor than the walls.
Yeah.
Is that why you keep a box of tissues?
No, that's something else.
Thank you for getting the joke, at least, Chris.
And the deflated real doll on the bed or on the mat, or what was that on couch?
No, I got a patch kit for that. So she's all
yeah. There you go.
So I did my pickup. Did anyone else do arcade shit this week?
Did you guys see what Andrew got? Oh yeah, you guys did already.
I got the CPU on Missile Command and the buttons.
Hey,
Waiting for the bolts to dry on.
It's almost looking like a Missile Command.
it is. Yeah, nobody's asking in the IRC. What's that game behind Seabart? They can tell now.
There's actually a marquee on it.
Yeah.
But, so like finding
Oh, look.
the black buttons for Atari, like the cone buttons.
That's racist.
They're rarer than unicorn shit. Let's put it that. Ouch. So like the Atari cone buttons, the black ones. Like I have the LEDs, the red LED ones for player 1 and player 2. But the black Atari cone buttons are rarer than unicorn shit. I've been looking for
people make the aftermarket the metal cones.
Yeah, I know the cones, but they don't do the actual buttons themselves.
Nope, they do not.
Yeah.
But what I discovered is, walking through my local big box store, is they have buttons that have the same outer threading, black. However, there's a bit of a top on them. So what I'm going to eventually do is take the buttons off and hit them with the Dremel. Then the cone, like I measured, and the cones will actually fit right over, except for the little knob.
Right up on this. This sounds really interesting.
Wow.
It might work.
Dude, you might have some...
As for the feel, like the feel of them, it's.
Does it feel like the factory buttons you have?
It feels pretty close. They're a little tighter, but if you really wanted to, you could just pop them apart and maybe like take a little ring off the spring to loosen them up a bit.
Chris, you should document your work doing.
Yeah.
You're doing there. 'Cause that's a big deal.
That's
Second
why I bought,
business there.
The cones have been remanned. Yeah, like I was saying.
that's
Yeah.
why I bought
the
these bad boys.
buttons and the switches.
I hear this a lot that people are looking for like coned
They can't.
lit up things. How come nobody has
Oh, yeah.
done a mod? Like a homebrew
Right.
one
think
of this.
so. I
It
mean,
would
there's
sell
so many
like
LED things.
shit ton,
Yeah, it
right?
would. Yep.
That was a
Yeah,
pain
I
in the ass
got
for my warlords. I had to get 4 of those fuckers.
Wow.
Just,
Yeah, I got
sell it
lucky
as a
when they
complete
gave me
kit
one.
with the cone and everything, you know.
Yeah,
Cone,
the cones are
LED,
cheap.
the
You
button.
can get the cones for like $3.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So
And they're all nice
see
metal.
if we can get that to focus a bit.
Yep.
So I got those stock from actually Home Depot, and they're I don't know what they're meant
Just
actually for.
momentary switches. Yeah.
Yeah, there's momentary switches, but the threading on the collet is the same. I was able to get the button on, but it wouldn't go through because there's a little bit of a collar on the button.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if I grab a pair of have a thin pair of new nose pliers, I can hold that down, and then just take the Dremel and go.
Oh,
And
dude,
then
no.
it'll fit
Just hold it still and just use some sandpaper to sand it down. Yeah, but you can do it really fine. The Dremel's gonna go way too fast, I think.
Yeah.
True.
I would just
It's
Or
gonna
if
be
you could
lumpy.
disassemble it somehow, you could chuck it in a hand drill. And
Yeah,
then
there you go. Just
hold
like nail it down
sandpaper on
just a
it or
little.
something.
But even then, like I think, like unless you're taking down a lot of material, I would just use
Right.
it by hand with a sandpaper and just
Just watch
Yeah.
TV and do
Yeah,
it, and then eventually you'll get there.
and then test it and test it and
Yeah.
but go slow. I mean, like Dremel, I think you're gonna end up like
Like that.
And it's gonna be a chunk out of it.
you're gonna melt way too
Stay
much.
on target.
Wow,
Stay on target.
So it's just 4 clips that hold on the metal housing, and I think if I can somehow, I have a spare one, so I'll try it on that one as a demo.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I can pop the 2 tabs out on either side, so 2 up here and
Mhm.
2 down here on the bottom, if I can pop those, I should be able to get at the actual button. But like the housing, the cone
Mhm.
fits nice and snug on it, but the button
It's
won't
just
come
too
through
short,
because
yeah.
it's too. I don't think it's not a shortness thing. It's
Taller.
kind of funny to explain.
Okay.
No, I get it. It's a
Your
taller.
holistic
No, yeah,
background?
document what you're doing, dude, because like that's pretty exciting,
Yeah.
especially if you get an LED in that thing.
You've done well, Lord Vader.
Like
You got,
it'll go over the cone, no problem. But the thing is, this button,
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
You gotta
not.
pretty much take that entire shoulder off of it.
Right,
Top.
it's some sandpaper, dude.
Not-
Like you
You don't
knock
even
that
really
shit
have to
down.
take the shoulder off. Like it's barely. Like if I do a side by,
Who's got the button?
you're not going to be able to see it, but the top of the button is just too big.
Oh, dude, just take some 200 grit or some 1500 grit, and just knock that down.
As a matter of fact, I have a big box of sandpaper.
Well, there you go.
See, let's see what I can do here.
Knock that shit down. Let's see what you come up with.
A little bit of that.
We may have a amazing.
So you're telling me no one thought of doing this?
I've
before?
never seen those buttons at Home Depot in my life.
Show us
Yeah.
your buttons.
So,
But they don't light up, or they.
No,
Right,
they
no,
don't.
it's
They
like
don't light
you
up.
turn it-
However, what I'm thinking, you know what?
Yeah.
Before I go too crazy on this, see when pop this
Just take
casing
its
off. 'Cause then
pants
get
off.
this casing off. Maybe there's a way to poke a hole through, and then you get 2 wire leads at the bottom. But
I mean, you just
Give
put
me
an
a
LED on the bottom, and yeah.
well,
That's
So,
a
and,
possibility.
Andrew, you're hosting, right?
Yeah.
You got to share that picture from Davelope, the one that
Yeah.
Orange showed us.
I don't know how to do that.
the
I
other
love
day.
that.
The drawing one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the drawing's awesome.
So it's in IRC. If
I
you
know,
can
but
somehow-
I don't.
You have to center or censor certain parts of it though.
Oh, what the Griffin-y parts?
I didn't say anything.
I don't know how to
said
do
it.
that. So I can pull it up, but I don't know how to share my like
maybe present,
desktop.
like put it on one of your windows and present it or something.
All right, so I'll,
I didn't fix any button hue, Jassel. What
Yeah, I think
button
we should take out
Oh,
Griffin.
you mean-
Griffin.
well, if someone else can pull it up full screen, I can present them. But I don't know how to do it.
The
Like,
Griffin should be erased and put Helicopter Jesus in there.
I actually thought that the fucking what's his name? Gleek was Helicopter Jesus because he has like a mullet. I'm like, Gleek doesn't have hair that long.
I think he has had hair that long.
I've
You
never
just
seen
don't
him with
usually
hair
see it.
beyond his neck. It
Maybe.
looked like a ponytail.
So if someone can
And that's what
make
threw me off.
their screen be, I'll present you with the I just posted it in our private chat, but I don't know how to make that. I don't know how to share a screen.
Wait, here you go, Andrew.
So Dave Lope's asking what
Properly juicy.
happened to Griffin. Curious, just dropping some knowledge there. Another way to put it is
Boom.
he decided to focus his hobby
What do you get?
of having a home theater.
Yes.
Yes.
About home theater.
And he was given a little bit of
That should be
grief
the Willy
on the
Wonka.
so that was
Yeah.
Gassy
that was
Willy
fine. That
Wonka.
was my comment about the
Right. Yeah.
about getting a little.
You
This
need
is
to
kind
get
of
that
how
on a synthesizer and like actually program it.
Like Ferris
This is how we
Bueller.
started the show, where we were talking about how poop humor,
Pooping.
bathroom humor is always funny, and will it
Oh,
ever be funny?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's
yeah.
like it comes
Hugh,
full circle. But then we're going to
Yeah,
keep going
sorry.
because we're not done yet because we just got these guys.
Sorry, Hugh. Yes, I added a Radio Shack LED into the little clear translucent red button for the turbo button on Super Hang-On. It wasn't that extravagant. It was just a little tiny LED that would fit inside the translucent button so that it would illuminate. And to be honest, it's not as bright as I'd like it to be. Because I still get people at parties. Well, this other weekend, I had to still tell people, hey, you know that button, that red button right there? That's turbo. Even though the instructions say use the turbo button.
Who reads those?
I know, yeah. Most of the time, people don't even read instructions.
Well, that's why I added an LED to it, but it's not as bright as I'd like it to be. But it's tough because that button is so fucking tiny. You can't like stick like your average LED in there, if you know what I mean.
But yeah, Dave Lope, I love the drawing though. That's awesome. That's hilarious. We were all laughing about it.
Yeah, really nicely done.
I guess
Details.
Wordsmith got it last week or something. Later last week, maybe, or last weekend, something like that. And he shared it with us. And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
All right, I got it.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. All right, so I'll present Steve here. There you go.
Jim looks stoned.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say that. I'm like, I look stoned. Yeah.
I love Buffett's shirt.
Yeah, that is
And
great.
I actually meant to I was going to message Buffett earlier today and say, dude, where you been?
This is what I'm saying right there.
Talked about this the other week. Buffett.
Which one's Buffett?
I'm
He's
a
the
mouse
shirt
paper.
on the bottom.
He's a shirt, yeah.
If you were
right.
at Grinkers last year,
So
it totally makes sense.
Yeah,
I look
he
like
was
I'm
wearing
having
that
some
shirt
Andrew's
pretty much all
edible
weekend.
brownies.
yeah. And well, it matched his, his bouncing boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, and he doesn't want to
I
show
look like I'm
his-
taking advantage of you, Jim, and I'm sticking my dick in your back.
I like that. You
That's,
can look
that's
at,
my
That's accurate
response.
then.
My response is ah.
That's why he has that.
You can look at each picture. You know exactly who the person is.
Yep.
though.
I agree with, actually, I take it
Like-
back. I'm not stoned. I'm not stoned. According to Gus, I have Down syndrome.
Oh,
Wait, but
Yeah.
can you put my
Down.
tongue sticking out a little bit?
Yeah.
just within my lip there.
yeah.
That-
No, it's
that is
awesome.
great.
Yeah, that all
I'm
the small
Corky. I'm
details
Corky.
and- Yeah.
Steve
really
Martin's a
great.
classic
Rebecca.
too.
Ola
I
di,
love the
ola
fact that he
do,
even
life
got
goes
my,
on.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that Dave Lope thinned us down a little bit too. So thanks for that.
Brad's got
Yeah.
some good dimples.
Yeah, yeah. it's the flattering views of.
Holy crap, this thing came apart quick.
Bart, you look really accurate actually in that.
Yeah.
Like really accurate.
Got the gap in the teeth and everything.
Yeah.
The red on the head.
Yeah,
double
it's-
peak.
yeah, it's really
It's the
good.
double peak. Yeah.
It's almost like did he used to do art for like Beavis and Butthead? It kind of has that vibe to it. That's what I
It does
feel.
actually.
Yeah.
Mike Judge should be doing all of our voices.
Right? Yeah. That's great.
Oh, we found our new logo.
Yeah, there you go. Except, I think Carrie brought it up. Like the problem is like we have people coming in and out, but we
All
can't
the time.
Yeah, we gotta be generic. Like
I
I love
know.
it. It's
I
beautiful, but yeah,
do love the picture of that.
I think we're all highly flattered.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And sad, but yeah, we gotta be generic.
I'm pretty flattered by Seth.
You'd be more flattered by sex.
I'm very flattered. I want to go watch Marathon if Life Goes On. I'll be right back. The dog, so good. Yeah. All right. Well,
so Jimbo, I am so close on getting this Mega Touch fucking back up.
All right. So, have you mounted that LCD yet?
I have
like, from behind.
So
where are
I have totally mounted it. I
don't know the shit out of that thing.
See what I've got going on here, but I actually came up with a little set way to offset the LCD to get it through. I went and found some rubber plugs from the hardware store.
Nice.
And I mounted those, so it's sort of gently set on the top.
Oh
but
yeah.
Those are giving me the 3/4 of an inch. I need the LCD to be closer to the screen. I got those on the top and the bottom.
My question is, does the glass touchscreen work with that LCD? Like, does it overlay okay?
It does. So that's I still have that question as well. But the touchscreen actually is a pretty shallow bezel. You know, the roundness of it's pretty shallow. Yeah. So I have not tried yet playing with it against the touchscreen to see if, like, you know, when you're touching a part of it, does it actually line up and feel like you're actually playing the game? I have a.
Well, you can. I mean, you'll calibrate it.
I'll calibrate it. And there's a way. Actually, this LCD that's in here does have a way to shrink the screen.
Okay.
So you can not overscan it, but underscan it if you need to.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But I should be able to tweak it to the point where it's like every bit of the pixels are visible.
Yeah.
So yeah, so for $10 and a lot less fucking heartache and headache, I may have this thing running. I was able to actually play games with a touchscreen on the bench here, with a monitor up there, and touch and play games.
Now, do you have that wired up to the power supply then too?
So the great thing, this monitor comes on with the power supply.
Nice.
All internal.
Sweet.
Just
perfect.
I know you like it.
I've
yeah. So when you power on the machine, the monitor comes on. It's like nothing. It's all built in.
Sweet.
It's very natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is
they made LCD
battery
kits for those. So I mean, like, you're not doing anything that's abnormal. Like, they made LCD conversions for those.
But did the LCDs have separate touchscreens?
I don't know.
Or was it like you used the old touchscreen and put it on the LCD? Or did you
that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, I know they were stupid expensive. So
yeah, I think Hap was selling them for like
$400
or $400 or $500, and I was like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. See you guys there.
Even $10 I spent on this.
How many?
10. It was literally $10 on fucking Craigslist. I bought this monitor for. So actually, it's kind of funny. So like when I got there, I was telling Chris before the show started. So I got there, and apparently the guy on Craigslist, he sells nothing but old PC parts. He wanted to throw in. He was like, dude, like I've got old hard drives, like 160 gig hard drives, and other computers and other monitors and all this stuff. And he was like, dude, do you want a KVM switch? And he like throw it in, dude. It's all yours. And I'm like, I have no need for a KVM. I'm sorry, but. It's very nice. So he was like shoveling old PC shit at me because I wanted to buy this crappy old monitor from it's a Gateway monitor. And then I was like, well, do you have any CRTs? And he's like, whoa.
Boing.
And now the final crowning touch to this case.
He's like telling me like he had to spend a whole bunch of money to get rid of all of his CRT monitors that he had. He had a shitload of small ones that would work great in like small things like Warlords and stuff like that. It's like he had all these old monitors, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to pay to take those things away." I'm like, "Dude, I'm your market." He looked at me like I was a fucking freak wanting to know about CRT monitors. He's like, So,
hey, speaking of CRTs, well, this is a stretch. This is a bad segue. Did you watch that documentary on Street Fighter?
Yeah, I finished the first two. I did not quite finish the last one, the third one.
Okay.
But
yeah,
they're really enjoyable.
You don't know how it ends. No spoilers.
Spoilers on that last one. Yeah.
The
He dies. He dies at the end.
I know so many of those people that are in those documentaries, but yeah. I fucking what's his name?
There you go.
Ryan Filipino. I fucking hate that guy. He's such a anyways, yeah. He's such a cryberry. Every time that he loses, he
call him a cryberry.
He's
a crunchberry. He's a
crunchberry crybaby.
I thought he said berry.
Yeah,
I like to eat a
like
big,
that. Like
big bowl of cryberries sometimes.
Yeah.
Berries.
I was telling Carrie I've played a few of those guys, the Japanese players in tournaments. But yeah, it brought back some memories. But like I basically had to, anyways, go back to Mega Touch.
No, we're done with Mega Touch.
Yeah.
No,
if I get it running next week, I'll show it off and talk about it. But
I want you to have that thing going. So
I want this thing to just fucking work and play some games because like I'm sick of it being.
I want to hear you talking like every week and be like, hey, so on this game,
I
what
just
do you
learned Monkey Touch.
Monkey
Touch.
Tell me more about Monkey Touch.
Yeah. Show me your techniques.
What's the technique?
Yeah. Is it the reach around? Yeah.
Up, down, down.
Wendy's been wondering how do you play this game?
You know.
She is so unimpressed. She walks out and here she goes. Like I'm like trying to stuff the monitor and like figure out how to like build the brackets. I like mocked it up with wood to try and figure out like what the offset needed to be and all this stuff. And she's like, "That looks really complicated." I'm like,
Good night, honey.
Yeah. But someday
Not so
she'll
bad.
appreciate it. She'll be like, "Oh my god, this is a fun game."
She'd be like, "Oh, sweet! I can go inside and play this by myself with my iPad." Yeah, you can.
You can play it by yourself, but you can't get a crowd of people around an iPad.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Is Zombie Cats on that one that he has? I forgot because it's.
Good question.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's
I don't remember.
I've only seen the menu like twice, so
Yeah.
No.
I'll get it by next week. I'll have this up and running because like I am so close. Like I've got, like I said, the brackets are all set up. The monitor is mounted. Now I just need to mount the touch screen. I had to clean the touch screen because it's filthy, but clean the touch screen and then reassemble the whole cabinet. And I think we'll be up and running.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week.
Awesome.
As long as it adheres to that LCD, you're fine.
Well, I've got some double stick tape, so I'm just gonna be hitting corners to.
Yep.
The touch screen I thought I saw in the picture, the clear film thing, doesn't it already have a shape to be on a CRT though?
It's bezeled. Yeah. There's a.
It has a crown to it.
It does. So
you're gonna be able to flatten it out?
Well, no, it's all hard.
Okay.
It's glass.
Okay.
So there will be a slight distortion, but it's gonna be right up against the LCD. So like, I mean, really, like between the LCD and the topmost, the peak of it will be maybe a ½ inch.
Well, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't wind up working out, I think they do make them for LCDs.
Oh,
too,
you
though.
can eBay,
But it's finding the drivers that work with this system, though.
Yeah.
So yes, that's true. I could go buy a 15-inch touchscreen LCD, but the problem is will the system recognize the drivers, and will that work with MegaTouch? And I don't think that's as easy as it sounds.
You can on eBay. They do pop up though, just the touchscreen alone.
An LCD touchscreen that will work with force.
Yeah, they do pop up because they made those conversion kits. I don't know what I haven't looked recently, but I have seen them.
Less than $500 the Hap wants for him.
I don't know.
Jesus,
well,
that's crazy.
Yeah, Hap is fucking insane. I'm doing this for $10.
How many?
Damn! All right, my Tron's still holding up. I've had it on the whole time here.
Yay!
Play a game, dude. Get the recognizers.
Yeah.
You know how to do the
Next
rack
week.
advance thing?
The rack advance?
Yeah. There's a way to you put it in test mode and you can rack advance it to the test.
Oh,
to the,
okay.
Actually, I blew Yo, it's our buddy Sam. I blew his mind
What you
with that.
blow?
Just his mind.
Yeah.
The rest of that is not appropriate for on air. But yeah, I've racked up Tron to the recognizers. So he got to play the recognizers level. He was like, "How
He
did you
didn't know
even
that was
do
in
that?"
there.
He didn't know it was even part of the game. It's like,
Yeah, a lot of
fair
people don't know that that's in there that used to play that.
enough.
Yeah. It's cool.
Which,
Some people don't even see the
WyoW,
bit either.
Speaking of WyoW, I saw a thing on Facebook, I think. You did what was
the game?
computer game?
Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail, yeah, I was gonna say Wagon Trail, but yeah, Oregon
Yep.
Trail.
He's working
That's
on
pretty cool, man.
Or as how we called it, Oregon Trail.
Oregon, yeah.
I called it the
Over
dysentery simulator.
Yeah, dysentery, yeah.
Your butt will never be the same again.
What's hilarious is the control panel is just a keyboard,
I
right?
say that every game.
Bring the logic probe.
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, it's fun. I like these projects that Yo works on, you know.
He's
Are
got
they
a
always?
great-
It seems like he always does a Nintendo cabinet. Is that one a Nintendo
That's
cabinet?
his
But
thing.
this-
He
no, this
loves
was
those
Apple.
Nintendo cabinets. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Oregon that's an Apple II game.
Yeah, or
That's a
PC.
Macintosh.
Yeah, it's an old thing.
It's an Apple IIe game.
Do they have that for
That's what
Commodore 64?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. No, but he's done like the Zelda game. He did like the DuckTales,
Mega Man.
stand-up, Mega Man, and then now Oregon Trail. And he
But
told me
he
what his
winds up selling them all. He doesn't have any in his own collection, right? Or you know, Andrew?
Hey, having a girlfriend's an expensive thing.
Yeah.
A fiance or
I
Oh,
want
is he
to talk
engaged?
selling your
I don't
games
know.
off, so
they've been engaged a couple times.
he told me
engaged
what
in
his
the
next
engaged.
what his next project is, and it's pretty exciting. So I'll talk about it off air,
Johnny Hart on the series.
but it's gonna be neat.
Wait, who are we talking about? Anybody know?
Sam.
Yo Sam
Oh, yeah.
with his Oregon Trail arcade cabinet he created.
Yeah.
That was, I think he got paid to make that for them, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
the-
so.
that-
Because
that
he made
wasn't some-
two.
Yeah,
So
or
that's in the
one
Bay
game.
Area, right?
Yeah.
Ice
The
Storm?
controversial people. Yeah.
Yeah. So he actually went out there. I saw the picture of him with them. It looked,
Yeah,
that's what it
could
looked
be.
like.
Mock, put in the
Oh, yeah.
chat what your next
What?
game. You're put in the private chat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That way we can keep secrets from the viewers.
You guys don't want to hear this shit anyway. Are you really watching this?
Oh, that was a bad one. That was better.
Did you guys hear about that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's been talking about that for the artwork for that for a while.
Yeah, but he said he's going to do that after DuckTales.
Yeah.
So, or was it DuckTales' last one or Mega Man?
Mega
DuckTales,
Man,
right?
no, DuckTales was the last one.
Yeah, yeah. So I think DuckTales is done, right?
Because Mega Man was basically ready to go when we were shooting the paint on Robotron Cabaret, which is a stillborn project.
Yeah.
It's still sitting in his shed, presumably.
Oof.
So it's your machine or cabinet, but it's
Yeah,
at his place.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't talked a lot about it, and apparently he's not going to Grinkers, so
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Wait,
unacceptable.
what? Oh, that's some bullshit.
maybe I'll sell it
He
back.
said, I'm not going until someone talks me into going.
I know.
And last year, you guys talked me into going.
Well, see, I always feel bad because I feel like I'm the guy who tries to talk him into it, but I don't know.
Maybe he should post I'm getting out of this hobby thread.
Yeah.
There you go.
Please don't leave.
It's kind of funny though, you look at there's a lot of collectors, or I guess that's what we'll all call them, collectors, that maybe the first 3, 4, 5 years they're pretty active on KLV, but then they just kind of switch gears and they are private or do Facebook only or whatever. Just seems like I see that happen a lot.
Quit talking about John Jacobson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so
There was
active.
no
and then
financial
suddenly-
gain for him on KLV anymore, so he just gave it up.
Oh boy.
Donate to me. I will fake cry for you if you donate.
like on a stream.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm in a bad mood tonight. No, I was-
Oh,
I'm
I
not
blame
in
the
a good
beef stick.
They're evil.
I blame the
Beef
slack
stick
cat.
and beer.
Andrew
Go
might be
there.
onto something.
Yeah.
They pinched a nerve. Pinch something.
Yeah. Yeah, not just touched, but pinched.
Well, it was a pincher.
It was a mega pinch.
Make a pincher.
Yeah.
That sounds like it should be like a lobster arcade game. Mega pinch.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
Or
So
pinches.
I kind of caught the tail
or
end.
someone else has some picked up since they like the pinch escape. Maybe.
It's so weird when Andrew's talking. I can't see him.
Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to
Oh, we're not talking about that.
pinch on air because I've actually, I don't know. I don't know. So I can.
I was
Although
trying-
we mentioned it apparently once before because Gino said, "Oh, you guys talked about it." At least I think it was Gino who said that.
You guys,
I'm hoping I'll have another game to show off in my room next week. So
is that going to be the
that'll
one?
it.
Does that hide the one-eyed Willie? Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of game is this? No.
That's
Here's a
all
new
my
game I
son
learned in
keeps
my
talking
bedroom.
about.
Check this out. Yeah.
He wants that game up and running in my game room. So
Ooh, up and
Oh yeah, no, I bet. I bet. And
Bitches leave.
I gave you my my tip about it since you and I got the same game.
yeah, right.
Oh, you
Yes.
you both got Shadow Dance.
We
Shadow
both had a
Dancer.
shadow dancer. Roar, roar. I will say that there have been more than one occasion I've had my arcade in. I've been there in the evening playing my games, and I think that the dogs are barking, and it's actually Shadow Dancer in the attract mode.
Oh,
They have a dog barking?
Dogs are barking again.
Because it does have a bark in the
Yeah.
track mode. I remember
Yeah,
that.
yes, because in the attract mode, yeah, roar, 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 roar. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
sort of like a close-up
It-
I love that
animation of the
afterthought.
dog.
Oh yeah, it's a little delay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a late, and so
Like,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Clicky.
Jim, shut up.
Yeah.
Roar, roar, roar.
Yeah.
yeah, roar, roar,
All right, done.
So
Back to
I
action.
kind of caught the tail end of the pinball talk earlier. Mock, which games did Keith sell?
Let's see. He sold Griffin's Star Trek that he had. He sold.
He got Star Trek from Griffin, the newer one, the Stern one.
Yeah, the newer one. Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Not the
and-
fucked up one that Andrew had to fix.
No.
that he has not fixed, from what I hear.
Oh.
I haven't fixed that thing yet.
All right. So Star Trek and what were the other?
Star Trek and Iron Man
I know
and
what's up.
Metallica.
Okay.
I had to unfix it.
And
And it was Metallica Premium
Just
or
to
Limited. or
de-fix
something.
it.
Okay, so that made it extra
I
valuable,
take the
right?
awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He has to
And
fix
he-
the defix.
You said
And
you'd be
his-
able to buy all three of those new pins
And still
have
make
cash
money.
left over.
And his Iron Man was nicely modded too. It had
Ooh, that wasn't the box.
yeah, it was new. It was he didn't know he bought that from somebody who modded stuff on it and
Oh,
did some cool
oh,
things with
oh.
it. So yeah, that makes it a
I've
little
never
more
played that
valuable.
one.
when
It
you
just
do it.
didn't seem like much to me.
Yeah, it was okay. You know what's funny? The first time I walked up to it, played it, I got to the end. Got to Jericho first game. So
I caught the tail end when you said he wound up with extra cash left over buying up or selling those three games. And
Yeah.
I would have thought one of them was the Cactus Canyon. He has that one, right? That's like bank for that one, right?
yeah, he doesn't want to sell that. He won't. He'll
Yeah.
never sell that.
That's
one.
some
It's too
serious
rare.
bank for that machine.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
That
like
one is
8
up.
to 10, right?
How many?
Oh, more than that. That's like 15.
Oh my god.
15K for that. Probably by now. because he just recently restored a lot of stuff on it and LED'd it. So he's got brand new artwork on the sides, and it looks like a brand new out of the factory machine. And he cleaned it too for when you guys came over. So it got a lot of play when everybody was over in the tournament.
Right, yeah, I remember it was pretty awesome.
Everybody really, it's a fun pin.
Like,
I like it.
This one's a elite game, you know.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if Chicago Gaming Company is going to redo that one or not. They're talking about it. The problem is that the code wasn't completed when the game was released, and the programmer that worked on it decided on his own time to release a version of like the completed code, and you got to use a PC to run it. So Keith has a PC underneath that pin that he has to turn on as well that runs the complete code for Cactus Canyon. So the one that you were playing was the complete version of it. Now the problem with Cactus Canyon
one was not complete, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the original was an incomplete code, so it just has a few multi-balls and stuff. So the problem is that Chicago Game Company, the ones that do like Medieval Madness remake and Attack from Mars remake, if they do Cactus Canyon, they're only allowed to do the code as it was released. The programmer says, you can't use my code. That was something I did for the real thing. So now they're like, well, what do we do? Do we put a programmer to create other modes to make this sort of complete? Or so there's a whole thing up in the air right now about it. They're trying to figure out what to do for that remake if they decide to do it. So I don't know. But it'd be kind of cool because that's a really fun game. Hope they figure out something or make a deal so they can put the complete code out. Because that is a fun pin. I love it, you know. I like the choo-choo train that goes across. Woo woo. Remember it goes across the playfield. You got to shoot the train shots to keep the train from running over the girl. Yeah, cool game. Oh, I have some arcade news. Hold on. I wrote them down. Let me see if we can talk about this. Oh, okay. Let me post this. Someone finally on YouTube beat Bega's Battle. Bega's Battle. If you guys don't remember what that is, that's a Laserdisc game, but it's actual arcade game graphics that are over Laserdisc backgrounds. It was at CAX. Do you remember that one?
I do remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I want to say they only made like 50 of them or something like that.
And well, they made conversion kits for Dragon's Lair, so you can turn your Dragon's Lair or your.
They only made like 50 kits or something like that, so it's like super rare.
Oh, is that all they?
That's
made?
what I thought I heard.
I didn't know that.
So they're crazy expensive if you can get your hands on one.
Yeah, you don't see them very often, and it's kind of cool that CAX they had one there. I've gotten almost close to beating that game. I've gotten up to level 23, I think, and there's 25. I didn't know how many levels there were, but there's 25 levels, so I was really close to the end.
So someone just recently did that.
So someone finally. I've always checked over the years for every so often, like every 5 months or something. I'll check YouTube to see if anyone's posted them beating it. And they finally did. I'll post a link in the thing if anybody wants to check it out later, just so they can see the ending and stuff. It's not that exciting, but it is. You know, I've been wanting to know what happens.
So,
you know, at
the end.
How does that end?
Does it take to get to that?
About 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So not too bad.
And what is like for reference, like Dragon's Lair? How long does it take to get all the way through that one?
Like about 10 or 13 minutes. It's not too long if you're good and you just flat out try to beat it and not try to kill yourself at the end to get the extended score. Yeah. So let's see. Let me just send this to myself here. This link. And I have other news.
You don't have any pants on.
You're going to be a grandfather in 6 months.
I'm not wearing pants. News at 11. Okay, here we go. And I'll put it in chat here. Boom. Bega's Battle. And
Oh, in IRC.
Yeah, but I also put it here in our. There we go. Okay, so the thing I want to just bring up real quick that DPT Wiz was posting a thing on Clav about his horrible MRSA spinal infection, and I just want to say I feel really bad for him, and I'm rooting for his health. And a lot of people on Clav was reading that thread, and it was just heartbreaking for me reading that. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, I got really emotional reading it because he talked about
he's
the
gone
pain
through so
coming
much
through.
shit.
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
going
I
on
know.
for years.
He's
So I
had
just kinda
back
want to get
problems for a long time.
Yeah.
and it's just getting worse and worse and
Yeah.
worse. And you know, he talks about he's screaming in pain for 10 hours straight. Holy shit!
Right.
I can't imagine going through something like that. So my heart goes out to you, and everybody here is rooting for you to get better. And yeah, man, just hang in there and hope you make
Yeah.
it through.
Yeah.
I know isn't he going through a surgery or something soon? And he was kind of saying his goodbyes a little bit. He doesn't think he's going to make it. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope-
explaining like what's going to happen if he doesn't make it. I think it was.
Yeah. Like he's got stuff written on a
Right.
board, you know,
Yeah.
of who gets what and all this kind of
Right.
things. Oh my god, I can't imagine going through that. So yeah, I mean, I just felt really bad for him. So I just kind of want to bring it up on the show and say, hey, no, we're rooting for you. Hope you get better and hope the surgery is a success.
Yeah,
So,
he was like one of the first to do the repro CNC cabinets.
Yeah.
You know, I
No,
recall a lot of people being
Big deal.
excited
A lot
about
of
that.
people, a lot of people have his cabinets and have rebuilt their games and brought games back to life because of
Mhm.
what he's done. It's a huge
Really?
deal. Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So that's all I have for news stuff.
Not a downer at all.
No,
Yeah.
and the pinball tables are gone on I think on Pinball Arcade, I believe. I think that's over with now too. So that's another downer.
Did you say you heard that someone else is going to work on developing those?
Yeah, someone that has the license. That's why this person that owns the license or whatever. They're thinking about doing their own. That's what I hear. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with that because they didn't want them to renew their license. They wouldn't allow them to renew their license for it. It wasn't that they didn't want to; they wouldn't allow it. Like,
Yeah,
nope,
it's
we're
nervous.
gonna do something with it.
Yeah, sure, we're gonna do something, and they don't do anything with it.
Probably not.
You're like,
Or they're
oh,
waiting for
they'll be
someone
like,
else to buy
VR
bigger.
tables. Like, yeah, who's gonna want this? I get all this money on these licenses. Like, who wants the big money? These guys have got it. They're always they got a proven fucking business model, but we're gonna cut them off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shitty.
Yeah.
super shitty.
Really too bad.
Yep. So I'm a little bummed about that. I
So
mean, all those work that went into those.
when did those go away?
This month, I believe the 20. I want to say the 25th.
That was
Look
yesterday.
that up real quick. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Let me double check that.
Yeah. The official end of license. If you wanted to buy this stuff, tough shit.
Right.
Oh, June 30th.
Oh yeah, I for
End of
some
the
reason
fiscal
I
year.
thought that it was a couple more days. But
4
yeah.
more days.
Okay. Yeah. So no, you still can get them. Yep. And
So-
did you ever check Switch to see if they were available back on there again?
They are. Last time I checked, at least they were available on Switch.
Okay. 'Cause, a lot of people were saying it's really fun on Switch, like on plane rides and stuff. They have the two controllers. They turn it on its side, and
They actually there's like a new setups where you can buy. I think someone's working on like a 3D printed version of the side holder where you can attach the controllers to the side and actually play it in a vertical mode.
yeah, that's the way to do it. That'd be
It's
cool.
all like a controlled, like it's basically like holding your phone like this, but it's a bigger screen and you've got the controllers on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really sweet. So yeah, you get yourself Black Knight
Champ.
2000.
So what would it take? Like, so if today someone came in and they were like, I've never touched this before in my life. I want to buy all these games, these tables that are going to go away. What would be their like buy-in cost today?
You got to buy them by season, and every season has a certain number of games. I noticed the earlier seasons have way more games in them. So if you go to their website, you can see what tables you get per season. It's way cheaper to buy it that way. If you buy them per table,
Way more expensive, yeah.
yeah, I think
You want to buy the season. So but
I can't remember. I think it's $30 a season.
All right, so
if I'm correct.
all right. But here I am, like I'm a brand new guy to this thing, like one of our viewers, right? They just bought a Switch, let's say, or they want to put on their iPad or whatever. What would be the cost today to get all these tables that are about to go away?
Buy the whole shebang.
They have 4 days left. What would it cost them to get all these tables that are super awesome by
Isn't it $20 or something?
How many dollars per season are we talking about? And how many seasons are we
Let's
talking
take a
about?
look.
Gus is saying 230.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just holding that.
$230.
Yikes.
That's a lot of
So American.
So you could just cherry pick
That's for
your favorites. Because you know what? Some of the seasons have a lot of, like, the first 2 seasons, they put in a lot of the killer kick-ass Williams stuff.
So 7 seasons times $30. So it's
We had joy, we had fun,
And that is why people do torrents.
Okay, so like for example, season 1 has Attack from Mars, Star Trek Next Generation, Twilight Zone, Scared Stiff, Elvira, Party Monsters. These are all top-notch games.
all
Creature
great
from the
games.
Black Lagoon.
Yep.
Let's
A-list
see.
games.
Monster Bash.
Yep,
Circus
A-list.
Voltaire. Funhouse. Medieval Madness and Pinbot. It's worth it just to get season 1. Just buy season 1 and you'll have kick-ass fucking pins.
But that doesn't include
virtual pins.
Black Knight 2000.
No, but you can cherry pick that one if you want it. You know.
I swear on my PS3, I think I have
No,
like a
this is-
pinball arcade thing. It has a bunch of tables on it.
It has the original Black Knight in the season 1.
Plays a mean pinball. So
Yeah, the first Black Knight is in season 1. So
no. So
that's there.
I'm just saying, like the thing is, like I want to play the games that I know and love, but at the same time, like I also want to be introduced to the new games where it's like I want to understand the rules and like what the shots are and play the game that way. So yeah, sure, it's like great to have Black Knight 2000, but I do know the shots on that game. So.
Yeah.
But like I'm excited to play like so Creature. We played Creature at Keith's house. I don't know Creature super well. Or no, we played Monster Bash. At Keith's house.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry. So I don't know Monster Bash very well, but I would love to learn the shots on that game to be able to play it, at least know the rules when I go play it for real.
Yeah, so you know how to play it.
What would this cost me? What I'm understanding is like it's 7 seasons times $30.
Or you get season 1 that has most of the awesome games, and then cherry pick a few here and there that you really are you really interested in. You know, Ghostbusters is on there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Do you buy, once you buy the season, you don't have to keep paying a fee for it, right? You just
you buy that one season. No, it's like buying
you own
a season
it forever.
It's like you buy that one season though. It's like you bought the second season of 24.
Right. So you get you
get those episodes, but you don't get season 1 or any other ones. You just get season 2.
That makes sense. I just didn't know if it was something where it's like you buy in and then you have to keep paying, $7 a month in order to or something. I don't know. I just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's not available on Switch anymore already. So you wouldn't be able to get it on the Switch platform, but there's other things that you can use like iPads or something.
Well, they did have it on iPad. They do have it on there as well. But I like to get it on Steam just because you can put it on any PC that you want. You don't have to be locked down to only using it on iPad.
I see. Okay.
But,
I mean, I get it that like they're still doing like new development on new tables and that's involved in the artwork, but like, fuck, it just seems so expensive.
You get the whole entire thing, yes.
That seems like a lot. Well, but that seems like a lot of games for $30. Like that's
but it's $30 per season, and there's 7 seasons.
But
so you're talking about $200+
Right, to get how many games in all of those? I mean, at least the first season. I hear what Mock was saying is you get
Yeah.
more games in the first couple seasons. But
I
that's
put the a link to the tables if you want to take a look at the list. I'm trying to find where Black Knight 2000 is. I don't remember what season that's in.
No, I'm just
Just-
saying, like $200+
for
So it
70
looks like-
games.
Is there 70
on
games
your
total?
computer though. They're not real
70
games.
games, I think.
Yeah.
It's
They're not real, but they're.
I don't know. I
Let's
mean,
see.
I just have a tough time when it comes down to like
So if you do that, there's
$200
70
is a lot of
pinball
fucking money
tables.
for any PC.
Yeah, but
game.
you don't have to get all of them anyway. But but still,
Like
if you
I
look at
would
it
pay
through-
$60, which is like your standard PC price for like a new game, to
Yeah.
have every game ever made, and that makes sense to me. But like $200, that's a lot of goddamn money for virtual games that don't.
I have the entire season collection, so
All right,
I
so
eventually paid that.
bought
Mark,
it.
how much
But,
did you pay?
but that
for
was
games?
over a course of many years. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like
over
I
7.
didn't buy it sitting. Yeah, I spent that was over a course of like 5 years. Yeah, I've been following them since season one.
How much money do you have into your MAME?
About $2,000.
Wow.
I'm gonna play about
like 10,000 games. So that's like
yeah.
50 cents.
So
Yeah, I think
That's a lot of Mahjong.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's but actually it's funny that Black Knight 2000 season is the one. It's that looks like the only interesting game in that particular
Yeah, well, it's what was in the
series
Black
for me.
Knight
So that kind of sucks.
season
Like that one.
3. So Hugh, what else is in BK2K season 3?
You got Fishtails, Junkyard's pretty cool.
Fishtails is cool.
Fishtails, I like Junkyard's
Junkyard's
fun.
fun.
That's sort of in the same vein as.
Yeah, we play that at Banning.
Yeah, that's a Diner's actually pretty cool. Whodunit's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not. If you notice,
I
like
like
there's the
Whodunit.
lists
That's
get
fun.
I like
smaller as they
Whodunit.
go.
I think
Though.
Whodunit's fun.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't like Starship Troopers. I don't like that game.
I don't either. Like I've heard a lot of great accolades, but I did not like that game.
I did not like that at all.
And I got to play it like it was at the Pinball Showdown a few years ago.
Mhm.
I got to play it back to back to back. No one was like behind me, so I just kept playing games, and no one got in behind me. There was like
The double flipper is just stupid. I think
was
it throws
not.
off my strategy of how I play pinball.
I've heard
Oh,
such good
yeah.
things about that game, but I wanted to like it because I love the fucking movie.
Yeah, the movie's
that is
awesome.
fun.
Great movie.
Never even seen this pin in person.
Yeah, it has a I've never seen it before. It's two flippers right back to back like this, and they go,
Well, that's like an old school.
yeah,
Yeah.
real old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, bummer.
not my,
And
it's
I-
not my
I
bag,
love that
baby.
movie. That theme is like fucking Starship Troopers. That cracks me up. I fucking love
Yeah,
that
it's
movie.
so good.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
so
a great,
terrible.
great
It's
film.
Great movie.
It's like it is the worst shower scene.
All right.
Oh, the co-ed
ever.
showers.
Like co-ed showers, and you don't want to see anybody there naked, but you get to see them, and you don't want to see any of them, but you do, and they're all naked, and it's
Everyone's naked, and they all talk to each other like they don't even realize they're naked.
casual. And it's like, oh god, why are your nipples pointed these directions?
Oh, jeez.
It's not a flattering movie for any of those actors.
Yeah.
But
Supposedly, the concept of Starship Troopers, the book anyway, is the movie's taken from, it's sort of the concept that if it was, what would life be like if Hitler won, and that kind of society we'd be living in way in the future, where it's a very strict military. Fascist.
Is the book from like
Yeah.
the 60s or something, or how old is it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it came out.
I swear
a little- it's
I
all-
remember my dad telling me he read that when he was young.
Yeah, my dad
That's
too.
it.
And he told me all about it. But yeah, if you notice, like you get whipped when you do things wrong. You can't have babies unless you serve in the military. You can't vote unless you serve in the
19
military.
yep,
it's very
1959.
1984.
Yeah,
it's
so
a very
1959 is the
strict.
perfect. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
call.
yeah. So just a real interesting concept of like, what if Hitler won, and what kind of world would it be like?
Yeah. And
You know.
oh, that's
So-
cool. I did not realize
Yeah, if you notice, like when Doogie Howser comes out at the end, he looks like a German Gestapo guy.
Yeah, I mean their costuming was very like Gestapo-ish. Yeah,
Very Nazi-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
And the sequels were just fantastic.
oh god,
How
it's
many
like good as
did they-
RoboCop 3.
Did they make like 4 of them or something like that?
there's at least 3. But I know.
The anime 3D version isn't too bad. Have you seen that, Andrew?
No.
It's a CGI version of Starship Troopers. It's very, very
Was there any
Japan-y
tentacles involved in
anime.
it?
What's
No, but there
What
is
do they call it?
nudity and there is a lot of violence and the bugs. They have like cool mech suits.
Whoa, that was loud.
It's actually pretty cool. If you ever get a chance to see that, Andrew, check it out.
I'm writing it down right now. So Starship Troopers, but what do they call it in the anime?
Let me find out. But it's an anime version of it, like, but it's done in 3D, like CGI, the whole thing, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so I the other thing.
Find out. Hold on.
Hey, yeah.
You're talking about movies.
We Are the World.
But
Well.
I think it's called Starship Troopers. It's Starship Troopers Invasion.
A day, just you and me.
It's Carrie's favorite song.
Oh,
Numerous times.
Dude, that video gets stuck in my fucking head and makes me want to stab pencils in my nose.
God.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of
that's
was it
awful.
Bruce Springsteen or
Awful,
something like
yeah.
it's terrible where he's like, "It's just again."
Yeah.
oh God.
All right, Andrew,
And I always think about the Cyndi Lauper thing where she does the well.
Oh, in the background.
We had to sing that for choir in like middle school.
Oh no.
In middle
that's
school,
awful.
we sang "Seize the Day" from the Newsies. I know,
all
right?
right, Andrew.
I'm
In the
listening,
chat, I
Steve,
put
yeah.
the trailer link. If you want to just look at it real quick.
So, Mark, last week I only listened to a little bit. I need to listen to more. But you guys were talking about awesome '80s horror flicks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
God.
what were some of the top ones you guys were talking about that are like that you wouldn't think about to see?
Are we doing the top?
Yeah, I just want to make note of which ones because I want to see them because I am a big fan of those too.
Oh, what are we talking about?
So Night of the Living Dead, the remake.
The remake,
Which is
yeah,
early
I saw that one. Yep,
That was
Return,
really
yeah,
90s.
Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead, which might be 90s too.
Have you guys ever seen Dead Alive?
Yes.
Yeah,
Peter
Brain
Jackson,
aka Brain Dead.
Brain Dead. Yeah, it's.
I kick ass for Jesus.
No, it's I kick ass for the Lord.
That
You'll
is
see that one. Yeah.
that is the most
love
goriest.
Glorious movie, but funniest. It's so funny.
They
I got that on my
actually in the theaters they released vomit bags for people.
Oh my god, it's so gory at the end. It's the most blood you've ever seen in a movie ever. He's
Yeah.
just killing all these
Pus and
monsters.
gross shit.
Yeah, it's called, so I think Dead Alive is what you probably look for that.
That's the
gag.
American version. Yeah.
I think it's actually on YouTube. I think it's been uploaded.
right.
How about the other one, Bad Taste? Have you guys seen that one by Peter Jackson? That's another funny one. That's gory and full of
we
monsters
talked
and
about
stuff.
killer clowns from outer space.
Oh, Killer Clowns, Gak. See that one?
We talked about the Pet Cemetery movies.
Yeah.
My
A
one
lot of movies.
contribution was
Cemetery
Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the remake.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
My-
Or Night of the Creeps or Slither, the remake by Tommy Gunn or whatever his name is from.
We
who
mentioned
did our
newer
Guardians of the
movies.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Night of the Creed.
Dead Silence,
Yeah.
which I just
The director
watched.
of Guardians of the Galaxy
movies.
movies, he did Slither, and that's a pretty good horror movie. If you
Yeah,
guys
I'm
haven't
pretty
seen
sure I
that
saw
one.
that. I'm all right there now.
It's fun. You know the guy that plays Rondu or whatever, the one that's I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. That dude.
I'm fucking Mary Poppins.
Poppins, y'all. Yeah. So he plays the main bad guy in Slither, and he's so good in it. I love that actor.
Oh yeah, he turns into the giant fucking
Monster thing.
monster thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So gross. That movie is really gross. How about he's
talk about
feeding that girl?
the Dead movies. what else did we mentioned a lot of newer stuff though too. The Ring, Dead Silence, Grudge,
Dead Silence.
I mean, Chopping Mall. We talked about like 80s.
Yes, saw that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Gak, have you seen Dead Silence?
Demonic
No.
Toys, which is a great
Dead
B
Silence.
movie.
Dead Silence is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and
That's
didn't like
what I
that one.
posted in Slack over the weekend. I was
With
just
that
watching
creepy old lady with the smile. Ugh.
it. Yep.
Demonic.
Freaks.
Demonic what?
Demonic Toys, which is
Toys.
toys, evil toys, basically.
That's
Yeah.
like a cheesy fun.
It's a good B
what
horror
company
movie.
makes those?
Full Moon.
Full Moon.
They
That's
also
it, Full
also the Puppet Master series.
Puppet
Puppet
Masters.
Master
Yeah.
1 through 5.
Moon. Doll Man.
Doll Man. And then there's
That's-
a crossover
you gotta
Doll Man
embrace
versus
the,
the Demonic Toys. Oh.
Have you seen Brain Dead?
That's you just mentioned that, Mark.
Did I?
Yeah. Brain
Oh,
Dead
I'm sorry,
is
not
the
Brain-
same
no, wait,
as,
not Brain Dead.
Dead Alive.
But, hold on.
So for
There
John
was Dead Alive, Bad Taste, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Night of the Creeps, Slither, Dead Silence,
Brain Damage. That's what I meant.
Brain Damage.
You heard of that one? The guy who did-
Basket Case.
that's the guy who made Basket
Yeah.
Case. Did Brain
Reanimator.
Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one too.
And it's a little bit sci-fi, but They Live from John Carpenter as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
awesome one.
classic. I mean, with Roddy Piper.
Yeah,
like,
that's
fuck,
great.
That's
Great.
a great.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, those are
And
good.
Hellraiser's obviously a classic. Clive Barker. Yeah.
And
They
you guys
Live
talk
was
about
actually
the one topic was like the first movie that scared you.
John Carpenter.
Oh, Magic. I put down for that ventriloquism dummy. that-
Dolls. Dolls is a good
Yeah.
another full
Dolls
movie.
is freaky.
You guys remember Don't Be Afraid of the Dark? It was like a made-for-TV movie.
That sounds
They
familiar.
remade it a
Sounds
few years ago.
Oh, they did?
Like the made-for-TV one was like late 70s, maybe early 70s. That scared the shit out of me. That one,
I haven't
and
seen that one.
I don't know, I wouldn't say it necessarily scared me, but I just kind of was like on edge, a little bit freaked out, was Gargoyles. I think
That
it was
one, oh my God.
also.
I remember the cartoon, but
Gargoyles. No,
No.
it was a made-for-TV movie, but
Yeah.
it was the artist, the
Mhm.
makeup guy was the famous. I think it was Stan Winston. It was one of his first gigs.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, that
his
would freak me
makeup
out.
effects are just so good. Just
Yeah.
do a search on Gargoyles, the TV
Yeah, that
movie.
was great.
So
When you, Andrew, maybe you mentioned it, Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that one too. That one freaked me out. But
the old like black and white.
Gus
Yeah.
in the chat reminds us that we talked about Maximum Overdrive.
oh yes, that's a good one too.
Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. Gus is always talking about that one too. Like that's one of my favorite. Like it's
God, it's fun.
It's fun. God damn.
But the practical effects are really fucking good in that
Yeah.
though too.
But
Like
the-
the old lady zombie is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it hurts to be dead. No, I mean, oh, God. Like there's so much comedy in that.
Yes.
That film is so fucking brilliant.
That may be one of the best examples of a dark comedy.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't see it as being like it's like a horror movie, but like it's absolutely a comedy. And if you understand where it came from and have watched the movies before it, it's fucking brilliant.
It may be.
It's so good.
I think
You
it's
mean the movie lied?
Yeah. It may be the very first zombie movie ever where the zombies talk and are clearly eating brains.
Right.
That may be I think that's the very first zombie movie where they're clearly they need brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god damn.
But
So
the Gargoyles and the Don't Be
Check out
Afraid of the Dark. I'm pretty
check out
sure
the
both
link.
of those were there was a series on TV. They actually called it After School Specials. You guys remember that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably in like the mid to late 70s, I want to say, is when they first came out, and then they reran them later, I think. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
I remember
I
that
thought that was a
phrase,
good
yeah.
idea. After school specials, like frightening movies that are gonna scare the shit out of 10-year-old kids. Yeah.
But
Tan.
it's still light outside. So it's
Tan.
not scary.
Yeah, exactly.
Creep Show, if you like anthology.
oh
movies.
yes, those are all good
And
ones.
if you like Creep Show, newer movie, Tales from the Hood. Did that one too.
Yeah.
Hey, Gap,
That's-
check out the picture I posted in the chat for
Okay.
You can do the IRC if you want to. But anyway, that you can see the makeup effects from Gargoyles. How creepy
Oh,
that guy
shit.
looks.
Oh, yeah, I totally remember.
We mentioned Fright Night, but also Tales from the Dark Side is another good one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, do you guys remember the TV series Tales from the Dark Side?
Yes.
Yep.
Totally. Yep.
That had some great stuff. I remember, like, as a young person, like my mom was super big into the Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and then Amazing Stories.
Oh yeah,
and Tales from the Dark Side. And we watched these things, like we rented videos for them and stuff like that. Like she was super into those. She did not let me watch Poltergeist, which I mentioned on their show last time, but she wanted to show me all these other movies that were like, I remember the kids with the black fingernails. Like it was totally a zombie type movie, zombie movie / Children of the Corn kind of thing. But it was a Tales from the Dark Side or one of those like made for TV things. Amazing stuff, but like clearly in a horror thing. But yeah, that's
wow.
Tales from the Dark Side was a great series. There was a couple other ones. I remember the Tales from the Dark Side. What was it? The intro? It was the outro. It was try to enjoy the light.
Oh, I've got one for you, Gak. The Pit.
Oh, The Pit. Okay.
Yeah, that one is. If you guys haven't seen that one, check that one out.
So there was one called The Gate. I remember The Gate.
Oh no, maybe that's it. The Gate. Sorry, let me double check.
In the backyard, it was basically a pit in the backyard, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's The Gate. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah,
that was the one about the person who had the olive and then they choked on it and somebody came and Heimlicked and the pit came flying out.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry. I got nothing. I got nothing for the movie stuff. I'm signing off, you guys. So good night.
It's getting late. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting late. All
right, bye.
Fine, Carrie, you ruined it.
I didn't mean to ruin. You guys can keep talking movies.
So, well,
I don't remember the movies.
Just real quick. So next week for us in America, anyways, the 4th of July is on Wednesday. So I think most of us have that as a holiday, right?
Yep.
Correct.
So Tuesday night, the night before, we don't got to worry about sleep in, right?
So I will be drinking water, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It might be on.
Yeah.
And I'm on my annual vacation on Wednesday as well.
Oh, there you go.
That's
That's Canada Day is on the
might be a late
Monday.
night one. All right. We'll plan on that. We'll have tales to tell. Jim and I will have tales to tell of visiting
Maybe we'll have a
Mop and Keith.
A new game, another new game in here I can throw out.
Yeah, maybe
me and Keith will have a few things to talk about.
Yeah, and maybe I'll have a new game to show too, and we'll see. We can compare and contrast.
There we go. Perfect.
All right. So,
all right.
The outro.
Okay. Oh. Well.
Bye, everybody.
How about this classic one?
And I need you now tonight.
Me time.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Yes, on the longest running live arcade podcast on YouTube.
There you go. We got it in there, Gak, when you weren't here.
More girls than the other guys.